The Church of What's Happening Now is presented by Onnit. This show is brought to you by Blue Apron. For less than $10 per person per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with the pre-proportioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Joey. That's blueapron.com/Joey. Show is also brought to you by Lyft. Drive with Lyft. It's the ride-sharing app that lets you be your own boss, pick your own hours, and earn up to $1,500 a week driving your own car. Sign up today at lyft.com/Joey. And right now, if you complete 100 rides in 30 days, you're going to get an extra $500 driving bonus. Go to lyft.com/Joey.
Oh shit. You know what time it is when Bob Marley's in the neighborhood.
You know, man.
It's the Church of What's Happening Now. Syatt, Eleanor Kerrigan,
Yes.
and your Uncle Joey Diaz. Kick it, Lee. I want the speakers to blow up, Lee. I want the computer to blow up. I want you to press fucking death.
This is as loud as it goes.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit. Here you go, cocksuckers. So we're gonna walk. Oh shit, it's Thursday! Smoother than the motherfucker, that Bob Marley. What's happening, you sexy motherfuckers?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the podcast Kingdom of Death. Lee Syatt, my favorite Jewish person in the world.
Hello, shalom.
Eleanor Kerrigan and your Uncle Joey Diaz here on a beautiful Wednesday night in Los Angeles. Eleanor Kerrigan, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm excited to be here. Sexy Bob Marley bringing us in.
We were talking about fucking affairs, like having like, we were talking about how the difference of walking into a closet and bumping into a victim and her licking your nutsack and you going one way and her going the other. And then you refuse her on Facebook because she don't even make the, you're professionals. You just,
Yeah.
And then you have the people who start a complete different family, and then at the end, we're talking about how you're never going to leave your wife.
Right.
And women they'll look you in the face and go, I'm telling you, because I had a friend like that. He was going to leave his wife. He was going to leave his wife. He was going to leave his wife. You know what happened? They got drunk and they killed a couple together.
Oh, Jesus.
She didn't go to jail. He went to jail, and guess what? When she got home, she found out she was pregnant. So she had to move to Florida. He's living around here, out of jail, riding a bicycle. Because they won't give him a license.
I was going to just say, took his license.
Well, they took his license for this life and the next one. He can't even drive a chariot. If he comes back Chinese, they won't even let him drive a rickshaw. He's on bicycles for the rest of his life. Unfucking believable.
All for killing a family? You lose your license?
For life.
I
Two
guess.
people in a car when you're drunk.
Oh, I see.
Can't get out of that one. Yeah, drinking and driving.
Got you. I thought
Can't
you
get out of that
down.
one. It's 6 a.m,
Whoa. That's tough.
That's tough.
Fuck.
And she used to tell me stories that they'd be fucking and the ex-wife would be banging on the door. Let me in. I know she's in there. You motherfucker. I have 2 girls with you. And he would keep fucking her, drilling her and shit.
Oh, Jesus.
And she loved it. They love it.
Why do people love the excitement of the secret, the big secret? I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's fucked
I know
up.
the last 5 years of my cocaine use, it was basically I got high from going to get it.
Right.
To sneak.
I get it. Yeah, that's true.
Like, I was one of the last people to get a medical marijuana license. I didn't believe in it. I'm still old school. I like going to the guy's house and driving home with it in the trunk. And nobody knows nothing, I always liked that. That's the intrigue of it. It makes you feel dirty.
Yeah.
That's part of the whole thing, going into a room. When you're a regular fucking nerd, if you buy weed and you walk into the room and Sons of Anarchy in there, you're at the right place. If you're a nerd, you leave there like, this is okay.
See, that's why I like weed stores, is because I never once bought weed from a dealer. It scares the shit out. I know I'm going to go to the undercover cop. I'm going to get stuff laced with something. So I like
that's
it.
That's paranoia.
Yeah.
No.
That's welcome to my life.
It's more fun that way.
Well, that's how, I came up getting out of the car in Harlem. First of all, you had to go to Harlem. We got weed in Jersey, but first of all, you had to go to Harlem. And then once you got to fucking Harlem, you had to park in front of, down the block, do it right. Like, I go to the weed store here, and there's people double parked in front. I always ask them, roll down the window, would you park in front of your drug dealer's house? No, don't bring attention to this place.
Yeah.
Go 50 yards down, you fucking amateur.
I agree.
With hazards on in front of the fucking weed store. Go down the corner, stupid.
Yeah. Let's just wear a sign.
It was all part of it. And I'd have Eleanor in the car waiting for me. And I'd walk into a pool hall, you press the buzzer, and you walked in, the guy had 10 different types of weed on the table, and you took 2 or 3 bags, and you got in your car. Now, we're professionals.
Yeah.
Amateurs go right back over the bridge, not us. We get on the West Side Highway, we get off on like 57th Street, and we stay on 12th Avenue, and we stop, we get a hot dog. While we eating the hot dog, you roll the number. You get out of the car, we smoke the number, we eat some fucking Tic Tacs, we spray some cologne on you so nobody knows nothing, and you head for the Lincoln Tunnel.
Beautiful.
And you come back with your weed, and you had a night out already.
Yeah.
That's it. You already got a hot dog.
Yeah, it's dinner and a
breathe
movie.
Some fucking air.
Huh.
Yeah. So that was the whole part of it. You're not only getting the weed, but you're also bringing it over the state. You're going through a tunnel. There was that suspense.
Excitement,
When I went on to 135th to get the coke, I could have bought coke in Jersey. Come on. Let me tell you something. When I was 21, I was like people that are 40 now. It was illusion like this. In L.A., if you live in L.A., they want you to, people come to you and go, this painter's phenomenal. He painted,
blah, blah.
Mitzi Shore's house. Or he's, Dennis Quaid's dentist, So we used to go into the city, and it was basically $20 cheaper, but you still had to pay for the toll and gas. And there was a little danger of maybe getting shot or robbed.
Or a chase or
but
something
where we
exciting.
went, they were cool Colombian dudes, and they took us into their little discotheque, and they had cockfighting. And then we go it was a discotheque, but in the daytime they had cockfighting. Then they'd sweep the floors.
Wait, during the daytime?
During the daytime. So we go over there in the afternoon to get coke. Why go over there at night and compete with everybody else?
You're right.
Now the cops are looking for you. We go over there in the afternoon, sightseeing. What are you doing on 135th Street? We got fucking lost, officer. We wanted to see Harlem. We wanted to see MLK Boulevard, and we made a fucking right. This guy don't know how to drive. He's Puerto Rican. I'm sorry. And the cop will let you go. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing they're going to ask you is, why are you over here on 135th Street?
Absolutely.
Did you ever have anxiety like I was talking about?
Never.
Never? Oh, my God.
Never. It was my world. I love all that shit.
If you got laced, I thought that was like a bonus.
That's
for
a bonus
most people.
if you get laced.
Isn't it? Really?
No, I don't know. You can't talk to
you
me.
always have a better story if you got laced.
At 12, at 12, I was getting ready for my bar mitzvah, and I was having play dates, and Joey was doing acid and whatever he was doing.
You gave me anxiety just saying at 12 you had play dates.
Yeah, I don't know what the
fuck.
What's a play date? When somebody comes over?
I don't know. Maybe 12 is too old for a play date. I don't know. Maybe I was having sleepovers then. Who knows? Maybe I upgraded to the sleepover. But still, I wasn't fucking... I hadn't even had a sip of alcohol, I don't think. I probably at most had some, like, Manischewitz Jewish wine. That's terrible.
Oh.
That's all I had. There's no way.
Really, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong.
No, that's beautiful.
Listen, it was two different societies.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
It was two different, I'm looking at this Trump today, and I'm looking at a caveman. I'm looking at a guy that's 60, but he's really 100.
Yeah, he don't look good.
Yeah, he's out of... No, it's not that he don't look good. It's that parts of him are out of touch. And I understand where he's going with some of this. I get it. But it's like he's 60 or whatever. I don't know.
I think he's 70.
Yeah,
he's 70,
but he's really 100. I was 50 when I was 30. Like, I already had the old man mentality. Like, I was already a fucking old man when I was 30. By 30, I had done it all already. I got divorced. I went to prison. I got married. I had a kid. I was done already. I was done already. So I already, I got crabs. My heart got broken. My heart got broken 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, so by the time you're 30 already, you're like, all right, now I know how to play this motherfucking field now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go for mine now. For 10 years, you're nicey nice. Everybody's really nice and shit. But, sometimes people's thinking is fucking... a little older. He's thinking of other things. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
man.
I just think he looks like he's in over his head. I mean, wouldn't we all be? You think it's gonna be this cakewalk? It's not.
I think it was Leon Vega who said something today that was pretty interesting. He goes, for the first time, we got a guy that's doing everything he said. Maybe it's not because he's a politician.
Yeah.
It's a little food for thought. He's doing everything he said he was gonna do. So. maybe we're
That's
looking
scary.
At it different. Yeah, it's
that
scary.
he's doing everything he said he's going to do.
Oh my God, the fucking states with the refugees, they're shitting themselves.
Oh man, I can't.
They're shitting themselves. People are panicking right now.
Everybody's panicking right now.
You know, they signed that fucking Immigrant Act.
I'm not even an immigrant, and I think I'm worried they're going to send me back to
He's gonna build a fucking
Ireland.
wall so he can build jobs and shit. And that's just he's gonna build that wall and milk it.
I'm boiling potatoes.
It's gonna be union fucking labor. He's gonna milk the. How long is that wall gonna fucking be?
They said it's like 2,000 miles. Like that's how long the border is. But then, like, I was watching something. There is a wall in some parts, and then other parts it's like
It's
a river.
a gate. It looks like a gate because Freddie is in El Paso. It was Freddie Soto. So when we went there, he showed me there's like holes in the gate. I mean, there is a gate, but it's not really. There should be something.
How crazy is that when you look up when you go to El Paso, you look left.
Yeah,
it's fucking beautiful.
And Juarez is right there.
And you look right, and it looks like it's like shanties, Lee. It's like it's poor right there in front of you, right there, right fucking there. You sit there, you're like, Jesus Christ, that's big
right
of a
there.
difference.
That's
people
weird,
on top of each other. I mean, I haven't been to El Paso in 10 years. I don't know what Mexico looks like today, so if I'm out of touch.
But
please
San
let me know.
Diego,
you could see Mexico from San Diego?
What's the border there? What's the famous one everybody went to?
Tijuana.
I mean, because me and my little sister, we were driving to La Jolla. This was years ago. Driving to La Jolla, we went too far, and I was like, damn, this neighborhood got bad fast. This is San Diego.
There's a bad neighborhood.
And we were at the fucking border. It was right there.
I did a one-nighter one night down there. And it was one of those shows that's supposed to start at 8, but it started at 9:30 because of a Laker game.
Yeah.
So it was already going to be a 2 o'clock fucking night for me. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't finish that show till like 1. Oh. And when I pulled out of there, it was like fucking Harlem in 1968. It was fucking scary, dog.
Right?
I made that left. I don't know what the name of that town is. There's a name. It's not
scary.
San Diego. It's a little town where it switches. Mm-hmm. It's fucking scary. It really is scary. I am petrified of Mexico. Like, I went to Mexico one time in El Paso, and that was enough for me. I knew I didn't belong there. I knew that a guy like me could get into a lot of trouble there. There's no reason for me to be down there. Because what am I going to do? I'm either going to... It's not like I'm going to go to Mexico to sightsee the cultural spots. Yeah, I'm going to go get some fucking food.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to walk the street vendors, but come on. You know, I'm going to think I'm cute and go get 2,000 Valiums.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 pennies a piece and try
that's
to smuggle them
how they used to party. But that's how everybody did it.
I can't.
So many people did that.
I went down to the one by El Paso. And I got to tell you something. I've been to a lot of bad places. I just knew it wasn't for me. And forget about nighttime.
Yeah.
This was daytime, nice on a Saturday at 11 in the morning. Real easy. We ate. My friend bought a leather jacket, the comic I was working with.
Okay.
Bought a leather jacket. And that was enough for me.
It's so weird. Like, I didn't grow up... I grew up like upper middle class probably, but the town I grew up in was very similar to the people that are like Trump. They're like, it's very rich,
white.
The most white. But it's weird, like growing up in that town and then coming out here and dating someone from Inglewood. I knew in my head that places like that existed, but until you go there, you really don't, even though you know it. So like with this stuff, it's like you were saying with Trump, he's a 100-year-old in a 70-year-old's body. Mm-hmm. He knows that there's poor people.
Sure.
But he
ignores them.
I don't even... It's ignoring, but I don't even know if he can really wrap his head around what that means to be that poor.
Yeah. Like a lot of people where I grew up voted for him, which is fine. I don't care who you vote for. But they were like, he's one of us. And I'm like, he wouldn't even drive through our neighborhood to get to the airport. What are you talking about? He's not one of us. He's never been to where we're from. He's never been down in South Philly, just hanging out in the streets. You know, the closest he got was the debates. Oh, they didn't do that, though. That was Hillary Clinton that went and did the DNC. He didn't do Philly.
I really don't know much about the guy, like, except
he's different.
from my contact as a kid when I watched that thing, and he was the owner of the USFL.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like I told somebody one time, you know, he's always doing something. If you do 30 things, you're going to fail at 10 of them.
Yeah.
You can't hold that against somebody when people would say, well, your hotel went bankrupt, your college went bankrupt. But look at all the things that did stay open. You know, there's got to be some value in that. I don't know if it qualifies to be an American fucking president.
Right.
But I think the people just got so sick of, you know, whoever voted for him is sick of what's going on. And he got to them with key words.
Yes.
He got to them with key words. Something very interesting. You know, I know that there's a lot of Middle Eastern people that listen to this and Muslims, and you know I love you. I fuck around. I crack stupid jokes. But let me tell you something, man. You know what was one of the destructions of Miami in a smaller scale? Mario boat lift. I'm Cuban. I'm very proud to be Cuban. But as a Cuban American, if you ask the people in Miami who lived there at that time period,
absolutely,
to be honest with you, the Mario boat lift was one of the worst things that happened to that state. And even in my hometown, West New York, there was a battle for 2 or 3 years. These animals were battling. And what people don't understand is they were animals.
Yeah, they were.
I hate to say this about anybody.
He emptied the prisons.
He emptied the prisons. He emptied, and mental health places, but he emptied the prisons where they put you in there and there's no feeding schedule.
Right.
They feed you, there's no showers, there's no TV. You know, sometimes he'll come in with a loaf of bread at 4 fucking guys. You know, it's a loaf of bread between 4 of you. Figure it out, bitch. You know, and he brought them into Miami, you know. So today I heard some guy saying that on the news that a Jewish guy was saying that the Syrians, there's no proof that they're involved in any terrorism whatsoever, you know. But I think even like the Cuban Mario Boat Harbor situation should have been, but they didn't know, so now they should know.
Well, but I thought the boat harbor, they did that intentionally. They emptied the prisons. They were like, okay, you want to go? Goodbye. Here, take these. And they sent the prisoners.
It was fucking, you know, and it's amazing because there was no internet then. So nobody knew what was really going on. About 6 years ago, I got invited to do what's fucking your boy's Spanish friend? Don Herrera has a Cuban friend that he's been tight with for 50 years there. He's an actor. He did all the Miami Vices and all the Bad Boys. Yes. Good guy. He turned me on to a guy.
Can't think of his name.
Guy called me and he goes, I cannot send you the script. It's this, but he goes, I'll meet you at this coffee shop. Where do you live? I met him at Tahunga, at Aroma, where fucking the line is out the door. And he goes, I'll leave it with you there and I'll sit at the other table and write and read it and let me know what you think. This script, like usually I read 4 pages, dog, and I'm like, I'll read this later.
Yeah.
This motherfucking script, I didn't put it down to like page 68. And by that time I had wiped tears from my eyes, and it was about what really happened during the Mario Harbor that we didn't know about. Like, there was international pirates. Not international pirates. There was like, you would come to, like any other fucking thing, like what the Chinese people do. You would come to me and go, I go, Eleanor, do me a favor. I don't know how to ask you this. You're my only friend and you have a boat. Can we get on your boat right now and go to Cuba and pick up my grandmother, like shit like that? And then on the way back, people would stop us, pull the grandmother off, shoot you, and say, give us $50,000 for your grandma. I mean, it was fucking horrid. Like this was, and I go, how did you get it? I go, listen, first of all, I cannot give you a whatever on this because I don't know anything about this. He goes, neither do you. Nor 750,000 people knew that this even existed because there was no internet.
Right.
There was no internet. These stories, only you know, they were, like in the 80s, there was a time, Lee, if you lived in Coral Gables, you could wake up, go outside, just to thank God, and look over by the ocean, and there'd be a bag of cocaine in the ocean that's ready for you to steal. Like that was just part of it. Or you could just fucking see 20 bags of weed in your little fucking canal there. This is just occupational hazard. It was happening in Aspen, Colorado, where they were finding bears dead and a duffel bag eaten. They would eat the coke. They would drop the fucking duffel bag from a plane, and 3 Puerto Ricans that are supposed to pick it up. They didn't read the compass right, but fucking Smokey the Bear's walking around minding his own business. He gets hit in the head with a duffel bag. He goes, what's in the duffel bag? He takes a big chunk out of that motherfucker to rip it open. And what do you think is in there? 98% cocaine.
I think I saw
The
that
guy
scene in Narcos.
Dies of a heart attack.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they find the bed next to the blow 3 days later. They had those
Oh,
all the fucking time.
Fuck. That is crazy.
So I don't, like I said, you know, when I read that script, it fucked with me for a couple of days.
Oh, I bet.
I was like, this was fucked up. Nobody.
The
And in
intel.
Scarface, they show you when they're interviewing him, and they already had intel on what was going on, who was coming in. The Cubans weren't saying nothing. They were telling. Remember when he beats up Manolo? He
Yeah.
goes, "Why are they taking you? What'd you tell him?" He goes, "I told him that I wasn't a psychiatrist." What's that line? What does he say? Jesus Christ! And it ends with, "You should have told him you were a horse."
Yeah, right. Oh, fuck. I can't remember how it goes.
Lee, put on Scarface bus.
Stephen
scene.
Bauer. Yeah.
Stephen Bauer. When
He's
he
a good friend of mine. He's
No,
the
he
sweetest
lives
guy.
right down the corner.
Oh, you're kidding?
I lives right down the
I'll
corner.
text him. I know he's around here somewhere. I
Right
just
there.
don't know exactly.
Right there. Right down the corner.
Nice.
With the girlfriend.
Yeah.
With the bimbet and the fucking dogs. And
My really good friend used to be his assistant, and so she would bring him to my shows a couple of years ago.
He's out of his
He's
mind.
fucking great though.
Well, he's out of his mind.
He's fucking funny, man.
He's out of his mind.
I ran into Sebastian Maniscalco, and I was with him, and he goes, "Is that Manolo?" You know. And I go, "Yeah," and I go, "You know me and the '80s stars."
Listen to me. I had him and Angel Salazar
Oh no,
in studio up there.
and they're fun.
And Lee Syatt was purple, and Angel would just get up
Were
and
you
go
dying?
do a blast. He would just get up and go do a blast, Angel, and come back, and he was a different person. Here you go, right here. Right here.
Let's see.
Yeah, sanitarium. That's what he says to him. That's what he says.
Yeah, but it's so accurate how they depicted this.
Well, except that they put non-Cubans on the bus.
Well,
None of these
I'm
people
talking
are
about
Cubans.
exactly.
Only one Cuban, there's 80 people.
Right.
I was in
I
sanitation.
don't even. Steven's not even Cuban.
Yeah.
They didn't go for it.
I thought he was Colombian.
Yeah.
I told you to tell him he was in a sanitarium, not sanitation. Sanitarium, yeah.
Well, you didn't tell me.
No, I told you to say you had TB and you was in a sanitarium. You was cured.
And he was cured.
When did you tell me that?
Come on. You should have kept your mouth shut anyway.
Oh, okay.
They'd have thought you was a horse and let you out.
Doug, this movie, when you put Scarface
Fucking
now,
great.
it becomes a comedy now. This is a fucking comedy.
Absolutely.
Right here, hit this one. This is another one that he fucking kills you with this. He kills you.
¿Cómo se llama?
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
Where do you
Jesus
speak
Christ,
English,
look at him.
Tony?
So good.
That's cool. And my father, he was from the United States. Yeah, just like you know. He was a Yankee. He used to take me a lot to the movies, you know. I learned, watch the guys like Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney. They teach me to talk. I like this guys. I always know one day I'm coming here, United States.
Listen, Doug, I saw this February 1st, 1984,
Oh wow.
at the Sea Caucus Harmon Cove at the matinee, and it was sold the fuck out. We had to sit.
That's in Sea Caucus.
We had in Sea Caucus. Right off a plane, my
I'm in
friends.
the middle of the weeds.
Listen to me, my friends took me right off the Newark fucking plane. You see that old guy right there? That's sitting over there? Mm-hmm. I did a movie with him in 2007 when I got off the cocaine. And we became friends. He's an old Irish guy. He was in
Okay.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Oh, yeah,
His
yeah.
name was John something. I think he's dead now because they put him in that SAG home up there. But me and John ran for like 6 to 7 months, maybe a year after that. I'd pick him up on Wednesdays and take him to church. He refused to go down to Santa Monica Church because I don't want to fucking be sitting there with gay people.
Oh, that was my favorite church.
And he
I went
would,
there every Sunday.
Yeah, and he would go to the one on Sunset, Sacred Heart, Sacred Sacrament. But every time I'd take him there on Wednesdays, there was a lot of Chinese people, and we couldn't figure it out. We'd go every Wednesday, and we finally figured out Pacquiao went there for lunch,
Oh wow.
for the lunchtime. That's the mass where there's no priest. They just put an album on.
On a Wednesday? Because they used to do
The-
Latin.
no.
I've been to the Latin mass
I've
there.
never been to the Latin mass there.
Yeah, they have I think their 10 o'clock on Sundays is Latin.
But
Did that
it's-
by accident once.
It's so funny how, you watch all this shit. Like, this isn't a fucking joke.
But
you
I
know?
meant that you're right. They didn't cast any Cubans, but I meant the actual situation. how it happened, you know, them coming in, how they got in the country and stuff like that. That was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. I mean, it was, they interrogated you, and some people got like Angel Salazar and Stephen Bauer, the bass player from Ozzy.
Oh,
They came over they went to a church.
Rudy Sarzo.
So they
Right.
just move you around. So
Right.
Rudy grew up in North Bergen. Rudy grew up in West New York by me, and he graduated high school Memorial. But then they would move you again to wherever they needed Cubans.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And Angel Salazar, too. He came over on like a bus plan or something where you go to New York and then they take you to Miami. Angel went somewhere before New York.
yeah.
They took them somewhere before New York, you know?
Yeah. He was in Atlantic City and somehow met my brother Billy, who you met. The kid is what they call him. So- and then I saw Angel years later. He goes, "Your brother's Billy the Kid." I was like, "Oh, shit."
You know what the sad
It
thing
made me
is?
so nervous.
I have no idea about my history.
Your history?
Yeah, like
Oh, Cuban.
I'm
Yeah, I mean-
no. I'm completely inaccurate with my shit.
Your family?
Like, it was
or-
my uncle who told me that I was born in Cuba.
Got it. Okay.
I just found this out
That
maybe
you weren't?
20 years ago. No,
Oh, that you were.
I thought I was born in New York City for 20
No, you
fucking years.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
I thought you always said you were born in Cuba.
And then my uncle was like, "What are you talking about? You were born in Cuba." He goes, I was there when you came over. Your mom had to pay some people on the plane, and you and your dad came over, and they got a New York City birth certificate from a Jewish, because my dad knew some Jews in the Lower East Side. When he came from Cuba, he was young. My uncle fucking spilt the beans in '84 and told me some fucked up shit. It was like a week from hell. It was like somebody telling you everything that you thought. He's the one that told me. He goes, "Did you ever know why your mom had an alias?" And I go, "No, I didn't fucking know. I never even thought to ask." He goes,
Yeah.
she murdered a guy that was raping his sister at a dance.
Good for
Because she
her.
was 16. He got a white. He goes, "I still remember being at home and her and my other sister leaving. And I always noticed while I was growing up that those two sisters were always tight. They even looked like each other.
That's
They're
not
like
murder,
twins.
by the way. That's justice.
But they still looked at my
Sorry.
mom. So my mom had to leave overnight in like a raft.
No.
And they took her to Chicago, and then she went to New York, and then she met a Puerto Rican family. So when she went back to Cuba, she took the name of the Puerto Rican chick's mom, Sophia Cecilio.
Okay.
So my mother's bar was under the name of Sophia Cecilio. But there was a problem. She paid Social Security to Sophia Cecilio. So when my mother died, I got no Social Security because my mom was Denora Valdez. Do you understand me? So I didn't know all this shit till fucking 1984. It was a week of
Are you
meetings.
serious?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's awful.
That's
Yeah.
right after you graduated high school, right?
2 years afterward, and I just came out here. I needed to see family. I go, let me go out there and see my uncle and hang out with him. It was a week of torture. The week ended with us pulling pieces on each other on fucking Vermont Boulevard. Is it Vermont? It's the last street all the way down there. Not Vermont, yeah. I think it is Vermont or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, close.
I had to take a cab. He called
Virgil,
the cops.
Vermont, all that. Yeah.
He has a Mexican bar down all the way down there. What the Western.
Western,
Oh,
okay,
it's the
West-
last street before, and I came out there. That's where we had the shootout. And one
The
day I got
shootout.
a ticket for having a phone out in Hollywood. And my wife goes, "Don't go on the 110. Go on that street." I don't know what it was. Yeah, it was fucking Vermont, but take it all the way to Western and hook a left down there, and there's a left that takes you right into City Hall. Or right
okay.
into where you go for your tickets and shit. And when I was at the left, I looked up and the bar was still there. And I go, this motherfucker's still alive. Even though I lived here and I wanted to kill him, I never went over there all those years. I had an out. I said, if I ever fail here on the way out, I'll go shoot him, then take the plane to Colorado, go chop up my wife, and then take another plane to Jersey and fucking snort till the cops come get me. You know what I'm saying? I was just going to go
Mama's
deep.
little boy.
Oh, fuck yeah. So I thought about it. At that point, I didn't talk to him for like 25 fucking years.
Wow.
And that's the first time I didn't say nothing. Then I got an audition for a movie. And I had to go up the Pacific Coast Highway. And I was driving the long way. And I stopped. And I go, I've been here before. And I go, what the fuck? And I walked out there and I stopped the car. I go, when the fuck was I here? Joey, is this a dream? And it was 2009. And I picked up the phone, I called my uncle, and I apologized. And he fucking was excited, and we hooked up for years. Now we haven't talked for 2 years again. Now we're mad at each other. My cousin fucked it all up, but nobody's gonna call nobody and apologize, so fuck these all. My wife is the one that told them all to go fuck themselves.
Okay.
My wife finally said, let me ask you guys a question. So you're mad at me or Coco? That's fine. But this little girl loves you, motherfuckers. This is the game you're gonna play. Now you cut off for
I don't
sure.
like when they
Yeah,
do
they
stuff
just
like
played
that.
shitty fucking whatever. So my wife was the one. I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Fuck the motherfuckers and shit.
Yeah,
So,
I got a sister-in-law. She had a problem, like argues with her parents, whatever. But they never stop putting the kids, never stop seeing the kids. Does that make sense? Like she's like, oh, I want to flip out on my mom, but she lets the kids go there, see them. She drops them off, go hang out. Never take it out on the kids. It's not fair.
not fair.
If the adults fight, the adults fight. Shit happens, but never the kids. That's fucked up.
What's up, Lisa?
I was so. I
You
was.
okay?
I was like, no, I'm great. I was thinking about this today. It was. Were you guys excited to leave home when you left home? Was it
To move out?
Yeah, I couldn't wait to move out, and I was. It's not. I have a great family, but even my extended family. But there was a lot of fighting, and we never really super got along, like with some parts of it. And I was happy to not have to go to that anymore. But now that it's been like 6 years, I kind of miss it a little bit. Even with the fighting, even with all that.
Sure, because it's what you knew. You grew up in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say excited. I guess I was excited to try something different. But I moved out of my mom's right to LA. So I didn't leave and stay in Philly, you know? If I would have moved out and only moved to like a nicer place in Philly, I don't know. Maybe things would have went different.
As a kid, I traveled.
I never did.
I traveled. My mom. That was
How'd
the
you get
thing.
to do that?
My mom liked traveling. So every summer for sure we went to Miami, and every Christmas to Puerto Rico. That was always a given. Sometimes I'd go to Miami, and then once my uncle came to visit me, then my uncle said, you're more than welcome to come out. My mom was like, I'm not getting on that plane. So I would fly by myself to L.A. He'd pick me up. I'd stay out here for a week. In those days, they treated you like a soldier. It was a regular flight, but they put you in first class close to the stewardess. They'd give you wings, a coloring book, a hat, a fucking pair of drums, wings. They gave you everything. And then you got off the plane first. Now you get off the plane last. And they give you a bunch of paperwork like you're a fucking foreign prisoner.
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit.
because everything's on high alert.
And everything
Fuck.
has to be in first class. Like this little girl I flew with.
You don't
What's
know if
his
they're
name?
selling that kid?
Eminem's manager's daughter flew with me.
Okay.
And I was talking down the plane, and she was telling me how hard it was for her to fly. Like,
Jesus.
her parents have to be at the terminal before the plane takes off and check in. Something just fucking ridiculous. Like, it was just crazy. But I would fly out here every summer, and then Miami for 2-3 weeks, and then my mother would come down and get me, and we'd all fly back together.
I'm so jealous of you.
No, man. My mom dug it. I drove to Michigan when I was a kid.
Shut up.
I used to go take a bus to the Jersey Shore by myself when I was a
The
kid.
Jersey Shore, we did that.
I used to take a bus to the city like nothing in those days, you know.
Take a bus. I went to Florida. My first trip, I was 18 on a plane. We went for senior week, and it was just me and a bunch of girls that got kicked out of school, not the ones that graduated with me that I was supposed to be hanging with. But so we all went to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, that was killer. And then my best friend Melissa, she got a little attached to this little Cuban kid. She wanted to bring him home. He was 12. I'm like, where are we going with this kid? She was feeding him lobster. I'm like, this is getting uncomfortable.
And then I used to go to Virginia Beach. When I was in high school, there was a plane to Virginia Beach for $22.
What?
And you flew from Newark to Virginia Beach. The
No
hotel
way.
was $18. I'm telling you. I did that
Different
twice.
time, man. We
Yeah,
live in a
man.
shittier
Yeah,
time.
man. I like traveling. And then, once I got out of high school and became a criminal, I was taking planes. I was leaving town every 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I was always leaving town.
But as a criminal, how can you leave? I mean, what do you mean?
I would front a kilo. I would rob somebody's house. They'd be
He's an
looking for me.
independent contractor. Can work
That
anywhere.
was already that was already included in the price of my thought of the robbery. There better be 200, 100 in there for a plane ticket. Where? I don't know. I'll decide when I get to the airport, because in those days you could pay cash at the airport with no fucking problem.
Easily.
So I could go to the airport, look where the flight's going. Excuse me, I like the 10:40 flight to Los Angeles. Can I see identification? How are you going to pay for this? Diners Club? Fuck no.
Diners Club.
Yeah, cash.
That's a real card, huh?
Yeah, but it used to be more popular back then. Diners
Yeah.
Club, American Express, Visa, maybe not. Then Discover came. They were like Johnny Come Latelys.
I don't like Discover.
Me neither.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
a show with cash.
No one
back.
ever takes Discover.
That's what my mom said.
Oh,
She
I
said,
took them. I took them to the cleaners. Those cocksuckers. I'm on the fucking Discover's top 10 list. They'll never. I fucked Discover over. They made a mistake and sent me checks before the credit card.
Shut
Those
up.
blank
Wait,
checks.
Really?
They would send you like 3 blank checks to really torment you. That's
like-
that's the last thing you send the coke fiend is 3 checks from one of those Visa companies, because the bank don't give a fuck, and now you can't.
Of course, now
But
you can't do
20
anything.
years ago, the check cashing place would cash it. If you had identification, and they call the bank, it's Saturday, who's closed? You know, I can't call Discover. Okay, we'll give you this. Discover will
Yeah.
have to cover.
Now they got 24-hour goddamn people.
Fucking one night I'm sitting there broke. My little girlfriend with that hot little monkey sitting at the bar surrounded by dudes and shit. She's sitting next to a little Korean chick. I am flat broke. There's nobody to rob. I'm out of jewelry. I got nothing, dog. I got fucking nothing. I'm sitting there and I said, man, in that move, I took a box of those Discover checks. Let me see if I still got them. I went over there. They were there. I ripped it. And I said, I took one for 200. I go, wait a second. 200. If you're going to walk out nice, you might as well dance.
Jesus Christ,
I
Joey.
took and filled it out for a G Bowleroo, and I took it to my local bank.
Here you go.
I fucking went in there when she asked me how do I want it, and I told her
Ones.
nothing but Benny's, nothing but Benjamin Franklin's. I couldn't believe I drove out of there, Lee. For 20 minutes, I kept looking behind me. I thought the cops were somewhere. It was unfucking believable. And I showed up at the bar like Johnny Goomba, buying everybody did. Give him a martini, give her a martini, give him a drink, give him a drink, give him all a drink. Throwing hundreds out, and the little chick's like, oh, look who it is.
Oh.
Forget about it. You know, and then Monday morning, 9:01, ring. This is Bank of fucking Boulder. Can we speak to Jose? I'm right here. Listen, you got about 15 minutes to show with that G Bowleroo. You're over fucking your account. You couldn't even. She goes, we don't even know how they cashed that. Well, that's your problem. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Click.
What?
And I hung up the fucking phone.
He's right, though.
But I already had my car payment. I was 3 down. I had a fucking, every night I had to come home and hide my car in the trees and weeds and put explosives around the car and fucking glass.
Or the repo man.
You have no idea. You have no fucking idea. And then I was going to a Nugget game and I got hit on black ice. And I twisted the rim. I go down there. The rim is fucking 2,000 per rim. This dummy that was on the show last week, Mike Kessler, works on an Acura place. I go, Mike, leave the keys in the car. I'm gonna go. You know how many times I robbed that Acura fucking place? That Subaru place, and they would blame it on an employee. One day I went and took the whole glass off, walked in there and took the cash box and went home. Mike was like, it was only $300. I go, in those days for me, the
$300?
rent was $4. So I showed up with 2. I took 100, bought a half gram, some Adam cheese, and some freshly squeezed orange juice for money. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. You got to cover the spread constantly in my world.
They might have invented security cameras for Joey Diaz.
Yes, they did.
I definitely believe that.
Unfucking believable. And I used to
Holy
sit
shit.
at night after comedy in those days. I would go to the supermarket, which was King Supers. Mm-hmm. And I would buy a piece of Adam cheese. I would buy those nice crackers. Mm-hmm. The cheese with the red package around it. And you get your knife and you cut that fucking thing off. I didn't even have a knife. I would just stick my fucking Eleanor teeth. And
Big
bite
Eleanor teeth.
and bite across Sigourney Weaver. Right? I would fucking eat those.
Sigourney?
That fucking cheese. I would get a piece of cheese and a container of freshly squeezed orange juice. And I go to the Acura dealership and sit there and just watch the cars go by and I look at the new Acuras. In fact, one night a cop pulled it. And so what are you doing in here? I go, I'm sitting here fucking eating a piece of cheese, looking at the cars. He goes, you know what do you think of that car? Me and the cop started talking. We became friends. 20, 30 minutes with chit-chatting. He didn't know I was casing the joint. He had no idea.
And that's not a weird response. What are you doing here? I'm eating cheese and looking at cars? That seems like...
And the cop was cool. He just sat and talked.
Yeah,
Like,
it's 1 in the
fuck it.
morning. They sit there, they call for backup just in case I was a lookout. I ain't no lookout. I look like a lookout to you. I'm just sitting eating a piece of cheese, looking at the fucking labels.
Do you think it's harder to be a criminal now than it was back then?
Yeah, I wouldn't even try. There's nothing you could do.
I mean, you got to be so tech savvy to be a goddamn criminal today.
It's not the tech savvy I'm worried about.
What do you
It's
mean?
the cameras everywhere.
Yeah, but
There's a camera everywhere. There's a camera everywhere. And if I tell you, we're going to get to a point that they know already right now. They already know.
if you have a
They're not telling
smartphone, they
you.
know.
They're not even telling you. Forget the smartphone.
Oh no, but it's
If I'm a fucking going to do something bad, there ain't no phone. I already know that.
good. This is a tracking device.
So right now, if I smack you in the fucking mouth over by Lancashire and 54th Street here,
It'll show
and I
up
take
on
your money
Waze.
and try to grab your tit, I throw you on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. They can't find me. They're gonna find me within 20 minutes because they're gonna press a button, and there's a satellite that's been watching that particular location. They're gonna get a picture of me. They're gonna show the general public a different picture from a bodega, but they're gonna cover their asses. But they're gonna have the. I know they
Yeah.
have the technology already. They're not
I
sharing
agree.
it. That's how they did in New York. New York, you go to Times Square, within
Every-
2 minutes, they know you're there. They know name, date of birth, what you did, what do you owe, what cards you didn't fucking use last year, everything. I heard the airlines too. As soon as you call the fucking airlines, your fucking everything comes up.
Do you use Waze, the app thing?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so it's just like a quicker Waze they'll give you to
Yeah.
get around. Driving here, they were like, "There's an accident, 2.2 miles ahead. There's somebody pulled over to the side. Somebody ran out of gas. There's a traffic light with a camera." They fucking tell you everything that's the whole time. I'm like, holy shit. This is a complete tracking device because it's hooked up to whatever you're saying. It's watching all of us every second. It's impossible to be a criminal.
What I did,
You have to be invisible
the different
to be a criminal.
the stupid criminal things I did would all be on camera.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to do. I couldn't go in an office. You can't rob a business because every business has visible cameras. Mm-hmm. It's like those cops getting caught at that weed store. These dummies went in there and tried to rob, didn't know that they got invisible cameras everywhere. Everywhere. The cameras you see, they're working, but they're decoys. They're working. You're going to go up to them and spray paint them? You could spray paint those motherfuckers all you want because there's 50 more of those fucking things. And they got you from every fucking angle. And if not, you have to assume.
Yeah.
If you're not assuming, so you have to go into those places with a fucking mask. So wait a second, I got to do all this work? They could do what? Rob a 7-Eleven? A bank?
There's no way now they could follow you with the traffic cameras from 7-Eleven
Yeah.
to your house. Like they could. It's
Like The Night Of. Did you watch that
Yes,
show?
yes.
Oh, man, that
Tremendous.
was great.
And nothing
when
won
they
from that
followed
show.
that. You believe that?
Nothing won, which is a real fucking
Oh,
shame.
Totoro, that's my heart.
You know,
Oh, man, he's great.
let's say you tried to rob big-time drug dealers.
Hmm.
That's the only occupation I could do, is set up drug dealers.
Or just con people out of money, because that's...
That's the second thing. There's always a sucker every
Yeah,
day.
there's always... That's scary. My mom was sending money to... she read this thing about this Indian reservation, and she felt bad. Her white guilt kicked in, and they still... She sent like $10, you know? And they send her every month new ones. We have... Oh, this happened on the reservation today. Can you send... I'm like, are you really serious preying on these old women? I mean, I'm sure they do it to all
They
people.
do it to all our people.
Old people. Oh, they go after them quick. Sick.
Yeah,
I gotta come up with a good scam because I need money.
you know,
Got any ideas, Lee?
I have tons of ideas. But
I mean, selling coke is obsolete.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
there's money in it, but you got to be on your belly to sell it. So you got
You gotta be
out of the fucking
underground.
house.
Yeah.
No, but you still got to be out. You got to be out on your belly. Means you got to be out there, fucking.
No,
belly
I
to
hear what
belly.
you're saying, but you gotta be.
You can't. You know. Yeah, I could send Lee. You know, but I just made Lee a partner. When I lived in Aspen, I had a dude named Carl Hall, my brother. Till this day, even though he's little bots, he's my brother. I miss him. I still laugh at his fucking jokes. Listen, man, that kid would come to me and say, "Give me a half ounce in 50s." I don't know what I charge him. And we did this from July to November. I could give him 10 grams of coke in packages, bindled up, and he cut a deal with me right off the bat. I'm taking a gram off the top and $50. Take it, because I'm still going to make this amount, and this is going to go. He would come back 3 times in one night. Nobody sold coke like this kid.
That's
because
amazing.
he was from the South, and he knew how to party, man. Come on, let's do a fucking blast. Yeah, I got more of this. I know the motherfucker who processed this shit. And he, yeah, give me $50. He just fucking banged people out. He was the best salesman I ever saw. Redneck kid.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Hustler.
He was hilarious. And he'd pick up chicks every night. Every night he had a different woman. He lived in employee housing. And
what kind of housing?
Employee housing. That's where you work at a hotel. Let's say you move from here to Snowmass Village.
I see what you mean.
And you got a job as security at a hotel. They'll offer you. You want employee
Yeah,
housing?
sure.
So you live in a 4-bedroom apartment. You know.
You have
that
to
type of
share
shit.
it with other
you
people.
You share the
Yeah.
kitchen, the bathroom, and the living space with other people. But,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But it's just, $75 a week compared to paying $1,200. And it's a pretty good start. They take it right
It's
out
not
of
bad.
your check. You don't
Yeah.
even know what's going on. I lived in fucking employee housing. When I was security at the Crestwood, like a motherfucker.
Where's that?
The Crestwood is Snowmass Village. That's how I know about it.
I can't believe you work security.
Yeah, right.
I worked night security from 5 to 1.
I'm the guy. I'm the midnight commandant.
That was me. I'm the guy. I'm the midnight commandant. I would work. I would work 5 to 1.
Okay.
5 nights a week. I had to wear a green shirt with beige pants. They gave me the jacket.
Do you have like a stick?
No stick.
Flashlight?
I had a
Something?
A
walkie-talkie.
stick.
Security was basically how to check the jacuzzis, turn them all off, make sure the gym was closed, make sure the laundry room was open, make sure there was wood out for people to light their fires. I had to walk around the buildings twice, but the primary job was picking people up at the airport. I'd have 3 or 4 runs, and it's supposed to take you 10 minutes. It took me 2 hours. That's how I did it. I did 10 miles an hour like I fucking... And it
Did a couple stops on the way.
I would stop at the Holiday Inn and get a fucking cocktail. I knew where to buy I knew when I first got that security job, I still knew where to get Quaaludes.
Wait.
So I would take the van up to Aspen.
just be
The
all
people would be
fucked up.
calling, "Where are you? I'm making a loop right now." And I'd still be in Aspen. Come on, bro. Hurry up with those fucking Quaaludes.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what about the people you were picking up?
They'd have to wait. It's snow.
They were the
you could
best
make up
people in the
anything.
world, and I
Yeah.
could tell them a story. I could tell them the car spun out. I used to tell them I had a walkie-talkie.
Make all
and there
kinds
was-
of shit up,
I remember
right?
there was no GPS, Lee. Okay, complete different world, Lee. So let's say they would say to me, a guy is landing at 7:50. Okay, that means he's landing at 7:50, and he's got to get his luggage and walk down and his skis. That's a 35 fucking minute, 40-minute hike because you got to wait for luggage, and then you got to wait for the big things, and everybody brings skis.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew that I was good till 8:30, 8:40. So I would leave there at 7, and I would do 150 miles an hour to Aspen. I'm sorry about the water bottles. I would go to the In-N-Out restaurant way before In-N-Out Burger and all this other punk shit.
Yeah.
In-N-Out was a sandwich shop owned by
Oh wow! Really, that was the name of
it
it.
was the original. It was owned by a dude that's now still a restaurateur up there, and a friend of mine from Buffalo who still comes to my shows today. This is 1985, and this kid still comes to my shows today.
That's amazing.
My dog, what the fuck was it? Hercules,
Right.
and his dog Kali were Goombas. She was a female, and she was a wolf. And he would come to the house, and the 2 dogs would fucking play.
He had a wolf.
But I fucking bumped into Steve Schiavone. You don't know how many years I thought about that kid, Steve Schiavone. He was one of the best kids I ever met in my life. I mean, I'd just been fresh out of New York City. I'm in this new city with my buddy Jimmy Burkle, who's, God rest his soul, he was my Goomba, my guardian angel. And he had a girlfriend. So on the weekends, I'd be lonely. And I'd go to the In-N-Out place. It was open till like fucking 9. And that's the first place I ever tasted a sandwich with Sprouts. I almost vomited right there. And they're both laughing because they're both from Buffalo.
I would have thrown up.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! The first time, but dog, they had some fucking. What the fuck was that? Was the first time I ever ate I grew up in New York, and that was the first time I ever ate a sandwich with Russian dressing on it. They changed my world. I don't even know what the rest. They would have like turkey, and they even put bacon and avocado in those days, and Russian dressing. It was off the fucking chain. It was a small plate, smaller than this. You had to stick on the stairs. There'd be a line around the corner because it was just go in, buy a sandwich. Only you could fit 3 people in there.
Wow.
So I became friends with Steve Schiavone. Around that place was Captain Video. I took him for like 10 G's. I had a fucking pyramid cocaine scam, right? One of those cocaine pyramid a pyramid cocaine scam.
You know, just one of those random 1980s pyramid cocaine scams we all got into.
Give me 10,000 at 5 o'clock.
Sure.
And tomorrow night at 6, I'll bring back fucking 15.5.
That's right. That is.
And you just didn't bring back 15.5.
And the last time I did it for a year and a half with him, but the last time I got a letter from his wife. What happened? I was counting
We're
that
still
money.
waiting.
We're still waiting. The Chrysler stock is down.
Wait, he told his wife he got involved in a cocaine pyramid scheme?
It was a horrible thing.
Oh, my God.
Bro, I had about 9 different people involved in that cocaine scheme. Come on.
That's how it works. You got it.
That's how it works. Listen, everybody wants to make money. I'm going to make you Scarface without selling coke. How you going to do that? How much you got under the bed? 8,000. What's it doing for you? Nothing. I'm going to put your money to fucking work, okay? You're putting your money to sleep. I'm going to put your money to work here. I don't want the 8. Give me 5 to start off with. What do I get? 6,500 back. When? The next day. So let me get this straight. At 6 o'clock, I'm going to give you 5,000, and the next night you're going to give me 6,500. How does this work? Don't worry how it works. You're going to give it to me or not. And after that, the first man who talks loses. You're either going to give it to me or not. Don't say a fucking word.
You should do a TED Talks.
That right there. You just lost.
I'm sorry.
Well, when do I have to give you the money? Hello? Tick-tock. You know what I'm saying? You want to make Gitas, we got to fucking come up with the Gitas. Let's go with a Banca Popular and get this party started.
You should do a TED Talks on how to make a pyramid.
But
cocaine pyramid
I would
scheme.
go up
I can't even
there.
say it.
I would go to the In-N-Out house. I would park. I would eat a sandwich, hug those guys, talk to them. They would give me a butt of weed, and then I would fucking run across the street in the snow. And it was a little chateau hotel. The hotels were the cutest thing you ever saw in your life. How do I know? Because I lived with my ex-wife in there for about a month and a half before we got into employee housing. And that's where I got the album Done With Mirrors by Aerosmith.
Ooh.
I almost threw it out the window. I was waiting for fucking the biggest album ever. And nothing. That's where I listened to that cassette. It's right close to the jail with Ted Bundy. Jumped out of the window. I mean, right across 30 yards. It's probably not there now. And right across from this big lumber type deal. And I lived in that chateau for probably 6 weeks, man.
Wow.
But in there, the chateau keeper, not the owner, he sold Quaaludes. That were made in like Woody Creek by fucking young cocaine chemists. They were giving them to Don Johnson. And who's the writer with the cigarette? With the Buffalo Roll, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's where he was selling them, down in Woody Creek. And he would give me 4 for $20. They were $10 a piece in those days.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson.
They were $10 a piece, but I told him once, I go, how can I give you 10? I was just paying 4 in New York, and that's New York.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, I'll give them to you for 4. That's how much money that slick motherfucker was making.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. I've only been to Aspen once. The comedy festival. 95, I think I did.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't in it. I was just there with my first ex-fiance.
Jesus Christ.
How are the Quaaludes?
He was doing coke, but No, I'm kidding. I didn't get any Quaaludes. They wouldn't give me any. It was fun, though. It's fucking crazy, that place. Beautiful. Too nervous for me. I don't ski.
Is that the same thing? Like I
snowmobiled.
The adrenaline? Like, how do you pitch someone they're loan sharking you money for cocaine? Kinda, I don't know.
I would go to guys like you.
I know, that's my thing.
You're my brother. You're my brother. I know you for 10 years. You know I've always been kind of kinky, but he's always been cool with me, man.
I would go to guys like you.
The guy's kid plays with his kid. Yeah, these are the guys that want to make a quick 1,500 so they can get a girlfriend on the side and get their dick sucked without mama knowing. You always got to remember, you got to look for the same, you got to fucking racially profile.
Always.
Jews are always looking for 1,500, wait a second. 1,500 to, yeah, okay. And then they'll come to me and go, I want to do it every week. Because that's 6,000 a week. That's 6,000 a month. How would you not want to do that?
But then you leave at the last one.
That's 60. After you made fucking 70 grand, what do you give a fuck?
Yeah.
So he took me for 6,500. Who gives a fuck? What do you give a fuck? Are you crazy?
I guess. I don't know. I've never been involved in a pyramid scheme before.
So get the Quaalude, eat a half of it, and zoop to the airport. And pick the motherfuckers up and take
High
them
as a kite.
half a high as a kite.
Half.
At that time, I built a tolerance for Gorilla Biscuits by that time.
And you're
It
all
was
you're,
85.
You're being paid right now. You're on
Yeah.
duty.
Yeah,
You're on the
$12.50,
clock.
13 an hour plus tips. All right.
I love that you're 2 hours late and you're gonna get a tip.
No. Oh yeah. I get you at every angle. I was getting ski boots.
But
and
he had a
skis.
story. He had a story.
No,
to tell me.
no. People from Texas, they didn't fuck around in those days.
Sure.
Those were my main customers. When I knew I had Texans coming in, that's when I showed up tip-top magoo. With sodas in the car and donuts and welcome to Aspen. How are you? How was your trip?
It's so
Where you
important.
from? You're a Yankee? Yeah, I'm a Yankee. What's going on? None. You a Dallas Cowboys? Yeah, I'm a Next thing you know, you're talking, you're driving. You ski? You want to come ski with me and my family tomorrow? Let's do it. I got family passes. And these guys are just spitting shit out of you because they're on vacation. They just made $200 million last year.
Right.
That's what it cost to go up there. You know,
Easily.
the
It's
house
so
that I house at in 1985. Okay, the guy was on the board of TGI Fridays. When his daughters came, I got to talk to him, and his daughters are like, "I don't know if you know this. He's got 20 of these." I said to him, "I go, when I signed on here, you guys are supposed to come here all summer. I've never met you guys for a year and a half," and they're like, "Listen, we got one of these all over the world. It was a $3 million house in 1987. We got one of these all over the world. In every city. Name a city. Go ahead. Bangkok, Tel Aviv. We got a building." That's how much money they had. The girls were
Jesus.
like in college. To my mother's grave. I was a coke fiend. I never talked to them. I never was not anything perverted. That was my job. I had a girlfriend. But here's the beauty of it. To my mother's fucking grave. They would drop in those days at the liquor store, like 6 girls would come from California
Okay.
and would drop in those days maybe 1,000 in booze. The liquor service would come. The delivery store would come and just bring them 5 cases of hard booze, beer, and I would see it. And then a week later I would go, well, how much was that? $1,200. That's what they always spend every year. They would drink 3 beers. And they would leave the rest, and I would drink the fucking
Fuck
rest.
you.
They would
They'd leave all of that?
Oh, and they put it in cabinets and lock it, but I had the key to the cabinets.
Oh,
They
man.
weren't- they
We would
weren't
have been
com-
selling it. We
They
wouldn't
weren't
have.
coming back for a year and a half. My buddy had the job before me, and he had it for 2 or 3 years. And I said to him one day, "You don't live in the house?" And he goes, "No." And I go, "Why?" And I goes, "Well, I live in the quarters. That's what it says on my contract." As soon as he left, I was in that garage for maybe a month before I was like, you know what, I'm moving on up. I went upstairs to the master bedroom. You should have seen this. Balcony, fucking hawks.
What are you gonna do when they come back?
They would come back once a year. You vacuum, you wash the sheets.
You don't know how to make a bed. Do you?
Don't you hire fucking somebody. That's what I did. I hired fucking 3 chicks. I gave them a gram of blow. Start cleaning. Don't stop till this house is fucking banging.
I was one of those chicks, Lee.
Come on, Lee.
Oh my God!
I make a
There was
kick-ass
there's
bed.
clean, that's what people do up there. They have cleaning services.
Of course.
That's it.
everything.
People come in, leave. Somebody comes in, cleans the house, spick, spock, magoo.
Super wealthy.
Oh
over
my
there.
God, these people were fucking 435 Faraway Road. That
Wow.
was the name of it.
Okay. And this is in Aspen.
This is in Snowmass Village.
I can see how much a house is worth now.
Uh-oh.
See how much it's worth. See if it's even still
Snowmass
fucking there.
Village. I don't even know where that is.
Faraway Road.
It's Aspen, Colorado, down the hill.
Okay, at the bottom.
Aspen's the top, and then you have that fucking Independence Pass,
Yeah.
where it saves you an hour if you're going to Denver, but it's only open from fucking July to September.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a road, it's a lane and a half. A lot of people don't like that ride. Like I had 2 tough friends that sat under the fucking, like they were petrified, yelling, screaming. I'm driving. How much?
It's for sale right now.
How much?
4.995.
Wow. And it is for sale.
The estimated mortgage is 20 grand a month.
Is it beat up? Look at the picture.
No, it's beautiful.
Oh, 7 beds, 7 baths.
Put it on there. Let's see.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, no, this place is rocking, dog.
Jesus. There
Oh
was
my God, you're gonna bring back memories. I might
there was
cry.
12 of us in a 3-bedroom row home with one bathroom.
Guys, you should have seen this
Fuck
fucking
that.
Oh no, they redid that. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, they redid that.
That's beautiful.
Oh, wait a second. Whoa. They didn't redo it.
That's the part Joey would clean up.
Let's see. They left the windows. All the windows were like that. The fireplace. Let's see the rest of the pictures, Lee. Click that around. Yeah, look at that fucking place.
Shit.
Yeah, that was the back there. That was the ski in, ski out.
You could ski in, ski out of it?
Yeah. All you had to do was walk over that mountain right there. Boom. And you put your ski, and it went downhill. It was like stealing. All you had to do was walk 10 yards. Jesus. Wait till they show you the bedrooms. Oh, my God. But yeah, they redid this.
I like that furniture, too. It's like rough looking.
Yeah, they redid this.
I wish I was a real girl and knew the decor.
Oh, my fucking God.
Look at that sled. I would play on that.
Oh, my God, Joey.
I don't think those people still own it.
Obviously. I mean, they're selling it. You mean it's a different...
Oh, listen, I haven't been in there in 30 fucking years. I haven't been in there. Yeah, that house got redone. I have not been in there in 30 fucking years officially this last November. 86, 96, 206. No.
Wow. That is fucking beautiful.
You got a fireplace in your bedroom?
I would be scared to live there, but I would visit. I don't like that.
You could take it down. No, that was never there. They redid this like a motherfucker.
Are you crazy. Into that? Do you ski? Or you?
At that time, I did. At that time,
I've never skied.
When you move up there, you're like, I'm never fucking gonna ski. It's too cold and shit. And you sit there for 2 months, and this is all people talk about.
I guess if I was around it, I would.
From November 25th, from November 15th, the season starts like the Thanksgiving Day, but a week before that, to fucking April 15th. That's what makes the town tick.
Yeah.
Snowmass Village Garugats. In the summer, people come and they come for the balloon festival, and they do the Tour de France where people ride their bicycles around a fucking hill, tiddly-doo, and they have that type of shit. And that's back in the day. I don't know what they have now.
Yeah.
The party spot, you want to get your dick sucked in that day, you went to Aspen. In those days, like now, I can't. Now it's like everywhere else in the country.
I've sucked a dick in Aspen.
But did you really? But in those days,
I love you, Eleanor.
Aspen was like I don't know. Like I remember being in a restaurant like the first week I was there, and there was somebody 2 tables from me. Like somebody fucking, that I growing up in New York City in North Bergen, I never fucking saw some. When I grew up in North Bergen, I saw Richard Gere. Before I left New York, I saw Richard Gere. I saw the fucking good-looking white kid, the Irish kid that lived in the village, and he was dating a friend of mine. In fact, the husband showed up at the Comedy Store one day. He's friends with Richie.
Oh, no.
And he goes, you know my wife? And I go, yeah, Ariana. I go, what's her name? He goes, Ariana Alvarez. I go, she used to date, in high school, she used to date.
The Irish actor.
The Outsiders.
The Outside, Rob Lowe? No. Patrick Swayze? Who else is in The Outsiders? I can't think of one person right now.
Matt Dillon.
Oh, Matt Dillon. Yeah.
So I saw Matt Dillon.
The Irish kid.
Matt Dillon would come over and take her to a bar right in my neighborhood. And I would go up there to Cop Blow, and I'd see him up there at this fucking dive, and I wouldn't say 2 words. I was too embarrassed in those days. I went to Aspen the first week I was there. I saw people. I don't remember who. And then I got picked up hitchhiking by Don Henley. I got picked up hitchhiking by John Denver. I got picked, I bumped into these fucking people.
You would hitchhike?
Yeah, because they have a hitching post. It's allowed. Yeah. So right outside the hotel where I got the Quaaludes, there was a hitching post. You'd sit there, and a car would come up and go, Snowmass Village, get in. How you doing, Joey? Eleanor, what's happening?
Nice
what do you do? Eleanor, I'm a cop up here in Snowman. Oh, no shit. What do you do? Right now I'm trying to go to see MC. At that time, my cover was I was going to Colorado Mountain College. I really was. I would take fucking 6 credits. What did I know? I didn't even have a high school diploma on paper. Did you know that?
On paper.
On paper, I did not have a high school diploma. I lied in those days. Colorado Mountain College, when did you graduate? You have transcripts? Not really. You could apply to North Bergen. Okay, we'll get them on the phone. Okay. When do I start class? Tuesday. Thank you. Jesus. And I took, the whole time I was there, I took courses at Colorado. In fact, that's how I became an electrician.
Oh, okay.
I took a course for residential wiring. Nice. I would take like a stupid course, and I would take like a history course. I would take like, like a business course or something, like a health and exercise, and I would take like a fucking history class or something.
There you go.
It didn't matter. You know me, I'm a fucking retard.
No, I
but
love
that
it.
always kept me
Busy.
legit and with an excuse
Right, you have
to
something
get
going
out
on.
and breathe. I would get out and I would
Did
come
you
back,
have-
hitchhike.
Trouble with the air there? Because I
The
remember...
first, I got there April 30th of 83, and to be honest with you, like at that time, it took me maybe 4 weeks to acclimate, and 3 or 4 days a week, guys, I would sleep all fucking day.
Yeah, because it
your
was
blood.
hard. I didn't realize how
and
bad.
especially at that altitude. I went right to Snowmass. It's not like I went to Colorado Springs or went to Boulder. We went right up there. And the first night, the Sunday, I told somebody recently, I think I told on the podcast, I fainted the second day in
Right.
Aspen smoking a bong. I fucking went down.
I remember people doing the oxygen during the...
Oh, yeah.
Because I was there during the festival, and they'd have them on the side of the stages for comics. So they would always do the...
I'm thinking of taking my wife and my daughter with the daughter's godfather and his wife. He
Oh, that's
called me,
nice.
because he called me the other day and he goes, "Hey man, I got Friday off."
Well, there's this place for sale.
No. He called me last week and he goes, "Hey man, I got Friday off. Do you want to go to Denver to watch George Masvidal against whatever?" And I go, "You know what, man? I'm gonna shoot this thing next week. If I don't have to shoot on Friday, I would think of taking a late flight Friday night right out of Burbank
Yeah.
and going over there. There's only 2 flights direct. You take that late one, you gotta go to fucking Utah and San Diego.
Oh, no.
And you don't get to fucking Denver till 2 in the morning or some shit with the fucking Miami sound machine."
Is that the do you still have to take that little commuter
From where?
into... Well, I guess if you're going to Denver, no, but Aspen.
No, they go direct now.
Does
Now,
it?
oh yeah, we're living in
Remember
new
that
times.
little fucking plane?
Oh, that plane was scary. Aspen Airways, and you fly from there to Denver, and you got to land and get on the. And then I remember taking trips to New Jersey. I'd come back, and by the time you land in Denver, there's a foot of snow, and that little plane ain't taking off. You have to sit at the airport all night with a package, and the bars would close at 2. The one night in Illinois, I had my Coke in the locker. I had about 8 ounces in a yellow manila envelope in the locker. And every 10 minutes, I would go, "All right, this is the last chunk I'm going to take out of it." And I would go into the men's bathroom, snort up, and go to the bar and drink. And you know how much money I spent on quarters putting that fucking Coke in and out of the locker that night? How they didn't have me on camera. That's the shit I think about
I
at
thought
night.
you were doing your laundry.
That's no. It was a
Doing one of
yellow.
these quarters.
It was a yellow manila envelope, and the bar was 30 yards away. And I got to talking to this guy from L.A. I'll never forget that night. There's still nights that I sit and I go, "Oh my God, how they didn't catch me." I pulled an all-nighter in an airport and snorted the whole time
Jesus.
like a fucking animal. Everything, and tried to jerk off in the men's bathroom. All that type of sickness that I was going through in 87. All that sickness I was going through, jerking off in bathrooms and fucking. Oh my God!
I
it
feel
was-
like this is my life kind of. It's so
Oh
great.
yeah, just to let you know what
So
I'm feeling
fucking
tonight.
great.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love it.
This is why I hate writing
ballsy.
sometimes. I'm trying to
You
write
can't
this
because
book.
you can't write real. You have to write real.
oh
You have to
my
write
God.
what's true to you. I never really did cocaine, but I will tell you this: when I was with my first ex-fiance, he was doing cocaine, and I found out I was doing his laundry naturally, and I found the little vial, and I was like, "What is this?" And I like smelled it, like what a fucking idiot. Like that's how naive I was. I was like. And then I went like that and tasted it. Like all of a sudden, I'm fucking CSI Eleanor. And I tasted it and my tongue went numb. And when I went in to confront him, I had a completely numb tongue. And I'm screaming like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, and I'm like, I think my tongue passed away. That's how fucking strong it was.
Why were you tasting it? Do you know what
I
Coke
don't
tastes
know.
like?
No.
Is it just
I
from
don't
the
know.
movies?
I think so. I don't know. I thought like it would like tingle or something. Like, oh, yeah.
You know
this
how
is
looking back without the jokes, how disappointing was it to see somebody go from 0 to 60 to 0?
Listen.
It's a horrible fucking situation.
It's not just somebody. When you like, for you, it's somebody, but for me, it was literally the somebody. He was the first guy I truly fell in love with. Truly thought I could look at him and see our kids. I could see what they look like. I could see how many there were, all of it, and to watch it go like that and down. Never in my life would I. The day I found him in his room, and he was with his buddy, I thought, was like helping him. You know what I mean? And they both just graduated or came out of Betty Ford, and they were shooting up together. I did not expect that.
And they had just come out of Betty Ford.
Yeah, and I had no idea what happened. And at this point, I was like arguing with him. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like trying to wake him up, and I'm like grabbing him. I'm like, "What is fuck is going on?" You know, I thought he was getting healthy, and I was coming to visit, and you know, like, because I still wanted to be with him. I still wanted to make it work, and I was like shaking him, and he wasn't coming out of it. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I went into the guy, and I was like, "What did you do? What did you guys do?" And then when I went, he wouldn't answer me. He's like, "I don't know what happened." And then I went back in, and I saw his arm, and I was like, "Fuck." So I realized what they were doing, and then I got a baseball bat and I chased the guy out. I was fucking hitting things on the way out. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." He went flying, and then the only thing I could think to do was to call Argus Hamilton. And I told him everything that was in the room, every single thing I saw, and he was like, you got to get out of there. He's gone." And he was right. I never really technically saw him again. Thank God he's doing great right now. He's doing really well. He has a baby. He got his shit together. But I mean, he went really down, and it sucks. That's why I was like, I don't think he's the only guy I really would have married. Sorry, Andrew.
It's really weird when you see somebody fucking just go down. Right?
Yeah, because he had it all.
Man.
I mean, he had it all, right?
It takes the world. I saw it in myself, but I saw it in a lot in other people.
You see a million people go through it, but it's brutal. It took a long time to bounce back from that. It started going a little crazy. I didn't go crazy. I just thought, all right, I guess I'm not having kids. Fuck it.
I'm fucking grateful every day. I don't snort that shit no more.
No.
How fucking lucky am I? And it doesn't live here anymore.
Apparently, though, he would do it recreationally prior to this, and he never really got addicted. And then one of his clients brought him pure cut cocaine, and once he tried that, that's when the shit hit the fan, because he couldn't get that high. He became chasing the dragon, if you will. Like after. He was like trying to do anything that would get him that high. But you can't always get pure cut cocaine. No.
Lisa, aren't you lucky you just eat chocolate and puke from time to time?
Oh God, I'm really lucky. I'm lucky that I
do you still have the star under your tongue?
You want another Starling?
Why not? I'm not gonna remember this night anyways.
Why?
No, I'm fine.
Is that why you record this, so that you know what happened on the night of?
Yeah, eventually. Like 20 years from now, I'll watch this. But do you never have, like, 'cause sometimes I have, like, my big thing is fast food and being bad with that. And sometimes when I feel bad or I'm having a bad day, I go back to that. I cheat on a diet. You never have that with I know you haven't relapsed, but I'm saying,
I see what you mean.
I'm saying you never have any sort of itch at all.
That's great.
What do you do? Like, what is your thing?
The first 30 days, it was rough. The first 30 to 60 days, it was rough. Once I got past New Year's Eve, I'll never forget being in San Francisco with
Those
Rogan,
are tough.
Red Band, because I was never a New Year's Eve snorter.
Oh,
that was
that's
my
amateur night.
superstition.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So
good
I
for
went
you.
home. I saw something once on New Year's, and I said, "Fuck it, I'll never get high again on New Year's." Plus, I didn't want to be high. I had this superstition that maybe this is the year I stop doing coke, and I won't be high at midnight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Towards the last couple of years, I would get high at 12:03. But as long as I wasn't high at midnight, that's all that mattered to me. That's how fucking retarded an addiction plays with you, you know?
Yeah, but you're absolutely right.
And, no. Right there, like, it took about 3 months, and all of a sudden I saw something I hadn't seen in years. I saw a bank deposit slip, and it had money in it.
It's a big deal.
Like it wasn't 21.20 or
it wasn't minus
18.50 or $3.41 anymore. it was now $318. And I was like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then I did the math, and you don't want to know what the numbers were. The numbers were astronomical.
Absolutely.
The numbers were so deep that Terry had to take a loan out for me for $636 a month for 6 years. That's how buried I got.
I believe it.
And we paid it off in 4 years.
Thank God.
Thank
Mazel
fucking
tov.
God.
Yeah.
But that's how deep it went. But the crazy thing was, that wasn't the first time.
Yeah.
Like the story I'm telling you about Aspen, the first time I left with some cash because I had jewelry I had robbed from different joints and a block of hash and fucking... I've always been an animal, you know?
No, I get it. I love it.
Then the second time I left with, you know, a half ounce of coke, 3,000 cash, and I owed 70. Like I owed 70. Like I owed somebody like 25. Like there was somebody I owed 25,000 to.
Oh my God.
That would call me every 2 days and go, come on, man, you gotta help me out here. You're killing me here type shit. There were no threats. One lady said some shit to me.
How do you not get threats? Who are these people? Are they commoners? Like,
There were people who had stumbled in the 80s. People like, let me give an example. Like
but when I mean commoners, not gangsters.
Not gangsters, no. This is, let me describe
Yeah, because...
who would this be. Somebody like Redman.
Okay.
In 1987, a guy like Redman can make 5 G's a night, selling grams of blow. This was a village.
Okay.
This was a little village. It was 3 miles to go down the hill, and it was, I don't know, maybe 7 something, I may be wrong, to go into Aspen.
Okay.
To hit Old Snowmass, I don't know how long it is either, but there's nothing in Old Snowmass but a gas station at that time. Once you got to the village, you were in the village. There was the tower, there was another bar up there, and there was maybe 3 bars up there that were open, and 2 hotels that had bars. You had 5 places to go. 6. There was a Mexican place that was very kinky, and that's where all the drugs were. That was the reputation. So this kid that was like I just said to you, somebody very commoner, got into helping somebody out with coke, and next thing you know, they were from Mankato, Minnesota, and about 30 of them had been there. And a guy and a chick that were not fucking got involved in the drug trade. And let me tell you something, within a year, they had become filthy rich. They went from being 0 to 100. There was so much coke up there at the time. And we've discussed this already on the Rogan podcast, where people have contacted me, where in 1985, December something, 1985, they blew up a guy with a pipe bomb at the Aspen Club. This club, it's like, you know, $1,000 a week to be a member in there. And he used to always pay people $20 to start his car. The one night he started his car, there was a pipe bomb in there. It was right before fucking Christmas, man. They weren't fucking around up there. This was like a major point. When they're blowing people up with pipe bombs, there was some major league shit. The people who turned me on to Aspen, not the people I went to Aspen with, but the people who turned me on to Aspen because they were moving blow through Aspen. They had a fake carpet place called Far East Treasures. They had one carpet in there, and it was never open.
Far East Treasures.
Yeah, I would call it every day.
This microphone.
I would call it every fucking day. Where you at? Answer the fucking phone. You're never open.
They're in the Far East.
Fucking hysterical.
Hilarious.
Long
But
time ago.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you owe these, or whatever, you borrow money from these people. I mean, I can borrow $10 in my neighborhood without them knocking the next
This was
day.
the weird thing, Eleanor. In May of 1987, I was clean and sober.
Okay.
And I got a visit from Danny Bianculo, who's he calls into the church from time to time.
I grew up with the Bianculis.
And he goes, I'm coming up to see you. He comes up to see me and he goes, what's going on, Cokes? And he whipped out this bag of coke that was just beautiful. It's the heyday of cocaine. This is the heyday of cocaine. It's crystals, it's pink. This shit's coming at you. Your throat would get numb. Yeah. You wouldn't get speedy. You would get like fucking after a day or two, you'd start hallucinating. I mean, this shit was real.
Yeah.
And what the fuck was that name? What was the guy's name?
Bianculo.
The Bianculo kid came out and he shows me this, and he's telling me, now I'm buying grams of coke and
Yeah.
8 balls for $3.50. You know, I'm getting railed up there. It's good shit,
But
but they wanted $1,800 for an ounce. Danny showed up and he goes, "I give you this for $800 an ounce." I said, "You know what? Leave your number on the table." Within 2 weeks, I showed up with them and picked up a fucking a quarter kilo, 12 ounces.
Oh my
For
God.
$9,800. You know how much money of that $9,800 was mine?
Zero. How do you do? God damn
I
it.
borrowed the whole $9,800 in chunks.
like just different.
But I knew the
people.
coke was so good that once I come back, I charge $1,600, and I only take a gram out and put a gram in. For $1,600, this cocaine, you'd buy 2 ounces right off the bat. All I had to do was come over and give you a blast of this. Give me $1,600 cash. When do you need it? Right now. So that $3,200 there. By the time I get off the plane, I already have half of it sold, which was you guys' money. So you got your money, might even that night.
Wow.
I might drop half of your payments off tonight, and then wait till I get more dough the next day and drop off the other 2 payments. But that whole $9,800 plus the plane ticket, plus the money I had to buy for the suits,
Yeah.
you know, Agumba, you know what I'm saying? I had to do the hair. You know, I was going home. You know what I'm saying?
People say like the hardest thing out here, like you always hear, that people hate self-promotion, and you're selling shares of cocaine. I don't understand the, like
How crazy is
like
that?
you have no nervousness or qualms of selling, or people don't.
And some people I
He's a
told them,
salesman.
some people I told, and some people I didn't tell.
Oh my God, what are you
I
talking about?
just need the envelope, Lee. You'll have this much tomorrow.
You wouldn't do that to someone.
Yes, I would.
Oh my God, isn't
I believe
isn't
it.
that like an accessory to like a?
And I had a guy from a
That's
video
not your
store.
business, Lee.
I had a dude from a video store and his brother. I had
Mm-hmm.
these 2 dudes from a video store from his brother. I had a kid that worked with a pizza place that wanted to be a gangster. So wait a second, I'm Italian. Well, how do I gotta do it? If I do this, does that mean I'm a gangster? Absolutely. This kid was like raised in fucking, you know,
Did you tell people you were
in
Cuban?
Wyoming.
Oh no. Poor
Hysterical, the
thing.
poor kid. And they had a pizza place. The pizza place was horrid. And I had this other kid, Cato, that was my dog in those days.
Kato. Everybody
He-
has a Kato.
He wasn't Chinese. His name was Keith Korn out of fucking Ohio. He was my dog. He knew where all of everything was.
Yeah.
This was like when I moved to Aspen, God, when you're a fucking junkie, when you're
Yeah.
into drugs, you're not going to meet intelligent people. You're not going to meet bank investors. You meet people of the similar type that you are.
Sure, we're all attracted to
Everybody
each other.
I met was not a cocaine head in those days. The first 3 or 4 people I met were serious marijuana dudes.
Got it.
And I looked at the one dude one day and I go, "Come here for a second." I go, "Cato, do me a favor. From now on," because Cato would buy weed every day, 3 times a day.
Okay.
Cato was a maintenance clerk who made a bunch of money, like in charge of buildings. Like a lot of people start as a fucking snow shoveler, but then the next season nobody comes back.
Right.
So they become the manager. You could be a moron and be a manager there in 2 fucking years. He was there for 15 years. He was making $80,000 a fucking year only in ski season. It was a scam. This guy had a beautiful car because the business owner could trust him. He
Yeah.
wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He had he had investments in the area. But Cato was a professional weed dude. Like I loved marijuana. That was my number 1 passion, especially Friday nights because I had to watch USA Night Flight. There was a show on USA called USA Night Flight, and from 9 to 12 it was just about music. From 12 to
I
3
love
they
it.
showed like a short film and scientist shit, and by that time I'd do a couple lines just to keep
Okay,
me
so you
awake
gotta
because
get-
the TV was so bad.
You're a dork about drugs. You love
It's
you
like-
love it. You're like
I
nerdy about
Drugs
it.
and bad
I-
TV. It's like
No, at that time I
Goes
watched
hand in
USA
hand.
Night Flight. Everybody watched USA Night Flight.
I don't even know what it is.
USA Night Flight was a show that USA,
I get it.
your network, put on in the very beginning called Night Flight. And what it was a pop culture show from 9 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning.
What?
It would cover all night, Eleanor.
What would they talk
That
about?
is 7-hour show.
From 9 to 12, from 9 to 10, they would do an interview with Pat
A 9-hour
Benatar.
show. Jesus.
Or
From 9 to 10, they would do an interview with Pat Benatar. And then from 10 to 11, they would show a concert of Pat Benatar.
oh, I like that.
And
though.
then from 11 to 12, they would show her videos and other assorted videos. Then at midnight, some pop culture movie would come on. Sometimes it would be The Song Remains the Same. Sometimes it would be the Neil Young movie. Sometimes it would be Pink Floyd Live in Pompeii. There was all these little movies. And then at 3, it would be like music news and movie news. This is way before anybody was doing this shit.
No, is that well? It's not before MTV.
No,
or is it?
no. This is. I'm talking when I was doing this. This is 83. MTV came on the scene September of 81. So USA was 83. At that time in Aspen, if you just had a regular TV channel, it was Channel 2, and that was everything. They would show the news and Charles Bronson movies. I swear to my mother's grave, when they would show the same 2 movies, Death Wish and the one about his watermelons, when they stole his watermelons, and he shoots the motherfuckers up there in Colorado. And I was in heaven. Me, I'm like, look, where the fuck did I move to? I'm living like a doctor here. Nobody bothers me. Nobody knows I'm a fucking thief. Nobody knows nothing.
And you're just watching Charlie Bronson.
That's it. I got a kid who brings over reefer
shit.
sometimes twice a night. He would show up with a bag of the best weed, Eleanor, you would ever see. And on the way home every night, I would go into the supermarket and I'd buy like a steak, but I'd steal a salami, Oscar Mayer salami, the thick pack, and I had a lettuce. And I'd go home, cook the steak, and make a salad. Oh yeah, I'd make a salad with the fucking salami. I put salt and pepper, and then I dope it up with a little blue cheese.
See?
Oh,
Joey and his recipes. You should have a book.
Tremendous.
Joey's recipe.
I could dope up a fucking dead cat if you give me a minute. You understand me?
Wait, just to double check. The salad was lettuce and salami?
That's it. And then maybe a tomato if I had an extra 52 cents. You know what I'm saying? And I cut the tomato nice. I put it in there, dope up the. You know how good that fucking blue cheese tastes around that fucking tomato when you taste it with a little pepper on it, with a little chunk of blue cheese on the tomato, and you bite into both of them at the same time and it hits your upper molar. Are you fucking kidding me or what? Come on, guys. What the fuck are you dealing with? Some fucking amateur here? I'm trying to drop the fucking menu of the year on you bitches.
How would you go through an entire?
Be a book.
What's that?
How would you go through an entire bag of weed in like 2 hours?
In those days, that weed would last me 3 nights. But I would have 4 or 5 bags of weed, and I had Jimmy. So as soon as I got home at 6:30, I was an electrician, and then 2 nights a week I went to college. So the other 5 nights, I was either home and smoking dope with Jimmy. But Jimmy had a girlfriend who had herpes.
What?
And she'd give him... Everybody knew she had the herp, and she had given him the herp. So once a month, they would both sit there and swell up and shit.
Oh my god! Did you have like your own cups in the apartment?
Oh fuck yeah!
I could never live with someone who had herpes.
Oh my
Why?
god! Yeah,
Don't be mean.
God.
I'm not being
controllable.
mean, but it is controllable.
It's funny.
Oh my god! And she had a stinky dog. She had a dog that was a great yellow
But I
lab,
worked hard not to.
but he wasn't allowed in the building. They would get evicted, so she had to live in the Jeep.
The dog got evicted from the building?
They wouldn't let her, and she didn't have no place to live. She was trying to save money to get a job. Her name was Vicky something. I call her Vicky Lane, Lois Lane and shit. I think she hated me. It didn't matter. I used to torment her life.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Great. Herpes. Vicky Lane.
You know, I think about when people have doubts about leaving somewhere. That was a great question you asked before, Lee. You know, there's people...
Oh, about getting excited to move out?
You know, there's people who listen to the podcast, and there's people right now who are like sitting there going, you know, I'm putting away money to move to Montana or California or back to Jersey or New York, and you're always a little scared. And these stories I'm telling you right now about Colorado in 83, that was the first time I was ever out of New York City.
Yeah.
That was the first time I was ever not in Miami. I was in another state by myself. I had a roommate, but he was struggling just like me. It's not like I couldn't be late with the rent there. Do you understand me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're saying take the chance, move out.
No. But it was amazing. Like walking home in those days in November, and in Colorado, if you lived in those places at night, all you smell is wood burning.
Oh yes.
And you can hear it crackling.
Right.
And you can hear it, and it's cold, but not really. And it's real quiet and serene. And I would be walking in that parking lot, like walking and doing what a 21-year-old doing, skating down half of it. And I remember going, wow, what these motherfuckers are really missing. And even though I'm by myself, look at what I'm doing by myself.
I agree.
That's the most important thing that people are always scared of. They don't know if they're going to... That satisfaction of having that closet with that fan, you're eating what you want, you're driving Lyft.
Yep, whatever it is.
And you're trying to put it together just to prove to yourself.
That you can...
And there's one night where you'll be there with crackers, you have the computer on watching Game of Thrones, and you'll have crackers, and you'll have a can of sausages, and a Coke one, and you'll sit there, and you'll go, how fucking lucky am I?
Yep.
I'm in Sacramento, I'm in
Wherever.
Los Angeles, living my dream. I might be broke, but for tonight, I'm
This is
good.
it. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not home. I'm out of that bar. I'm out of that environment. I'm out of that. That's what that part of my life always was. I was ashamed how it ended. They caught me robbing. I planned a jewelry heist. They already knew I was burglarizing these places. I was in deep. They knew,
Right.
but they didn't know. I acted like I didn't do coke. That was my cover.
Isn't that every cokehead's cover?
No. At this time, I was doing
They
that
always
cover.
pretend like they don't do it.
At this time, I was doing it to steal.
Got it.
So the finger can never be torn to me. Why would he steal? He don't even do coke. Look at the size of him. He lifts weights and hits a bag every fucking day. He does push-ups in between outside like an idiot. I played the pothead.
Got it.
You follow me? And then
The pothead never...
And they would snort coke around me, and then they'd talk, and we'd go back into their house, and they'd play darts. All of a sudden, the guy would come out of the back room with a kilo of coke, and I go, here we go. We got a pigeon. And there we go. Pilot the bombardier. And I give him, like, right away. With those guys, you just put them on a hook. You just got one guy. Eventually, you're going to throw him in there. You just got to work him and see what's going on. The woman in the house, who his roommate is. I knew the roommate. The guy worked in a fucking golf court that went away for in the daytime. And this guy skied. The apartment's wide open. And the coke is in the bedroom somewhere, or in that closet in the hallway there. And I got 5 minutes. But there's a fucking sliding window in the living room. So when I come in the place, I'm going to open up the sliding window. I'm going to leave it open just so I have the option to walk out the sliding window if they come to the front door.
Okay.
So I would always open up my path out before I'd even go for the loot. I'd go for the loot. I'd find the loot. I'd lock the door how it was, and I'd go out the back door. I'd look, boom, and I'd walk out the back door, and I may believe I was looking at birds. Oh, my God, it's a silver-bellied blue chip from Canada.
Did you learn that door trick the hard way? Like, that seems like something that you might have to learn when you get trapped somewhere.
I was really good at it because all the condos were made the same. From building A to building M, they were all the same cut. If I could break into one door, I could break into all of them. My buddy was an engineer, and he made the clips to bust into all the doors. But my kooky, listen, I'm not the smartest dude in the world. So one night, there's new people live upstairs, and they're talking about drugs all the time, and I don't really befriend them. I just hear them chatter at parties, how much blow they do, so I watch them one night. Again, I go into the fucking front door, lock the door, the lights are out. I go in the back, but again, it's snowing out. So I get to the back door, and I slide open the sliding door, and I fucking go to the back, and boom, there's the blow. I see the lights pull up. I close the door, boom, boom. I lock the front door. I go to the fucking back. As I'm running out, boom, I left the screen door up, the one with the flies, so the flies won't come in. And I landed right in the fucking grass, and I just closed the sliding door, and they were right there. And I fucking ran. It wasn't fresh snow, thank God. That's what saved me.
Yeah.
It was old snow, so I didn't leave. I just ran. I ran into, like, the water. I ran across, and I went to the Crestwood where I used to work, and I saw my friend Carl, and I gave him the coke, and I changed shirts, and then he gave me a ride to my house like nothing happened. And the next day there was chitter-chatter. Somebody around my house for 8 ounces of blow.
That's terrible. Did you help him look for it?
Oh, yeah. You should have seen me out there putting out posters and
Yeah,
stuff.
your dog with you.
It was fucking crazy, Lee. I was 19 years old, Lee, doing this kind of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking crazy.
Retarded.
Just making, like, that's the thing. It's not like you were in Jersey where you had friends and you could come up with schemes. You were out there by
in
yourself.
a foreign place, yeah.
Just like
Oh, my God.
getting stoned
Yeah.
and thinking of weird criminal shit you could do.
Okay, so now I go back to fucking New Jersey.
Oh my God.
I end up living in a playground. I don't do blow for
From
6
Denver
months.
back to Jersey.
I go back to Jersey. I fuck up completely. I live in Jersey till 85. and I moved to Boulder. I got a little loot put away. But, bro, I was a fucking dirty thief. Jesus. I got 10 G's in the bank. I got $6,000 in my pocket. It's a Sunday night. I'm walking on the Pearl Street Mall, and there's one of those cookie houses where they make, this is Paul's Cookies. They had to left the window open. It's Sunday.
Hey, that's their fault.
It's Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
There's
leave
money
the
in that
window
hut.
You're stealing Mrs. Paul's cookie money?
One of those cookies. I didn't say no names. No names, fucko. No names. You understand me? I fucking jumped in there, and there it was in the register. I just plugged the register in, pressed open. $9,000, $900 in cookie money.
He had open. That just says what year it was.
Dog, I was such a bad thief. I used to unplug the register and take it with me because sometimes I was so retarded I couldn't even open the fucking register. So I would have to go to the car, open up the back door, leave the trunk open, and go out there with the whole register and take it to go. I did not know about the take it to go scheme.
What are you talking about? Where would you hide the register on your way out?
I would fucking put it in the trunk of a car and go.
No,
Step
I'm
on
talking
it.
about when you're running through the mall with the register in your hand.
No, I wouldn't be running to the mall with register. The business would be locked. It'd be like an independent business. I go in there, you know.
Oh, okay, I thought you were in the middle of the mall. Like
they turn the electricity off.
You can't hold a register
They
like that.
They turn the electricity off, so you can't open up the register. So you got to unplug the fucking thing and pick it up. And you got to bring pliers. Sometimes you got to bring cutters with you with gloves. I always had gloves on because you might have to cut it because they hide the plug underneath, like they build around it. You know
Sure, you drill
oh my
holes
God!
to go underneath.
I must have taken 15 registers in my day. And then,
hysterical.
and I knew nothing about it, but this dude named Tom Panesi, God bless his soul, he told me he had a missing eye. He was a Westie, one-eyed Westie. The guy used to get me jobs, and I was like 18 to case joints. And he used to tell me how to steal and shit. He used to tell me how to take care of an ingrown toenail in prison and shit. I mean, this dude was the best. I loved Tom.
He had all the answers.
How do you get a job casing joints? Can we talk about that for a second?
How do you get what?
A job.
Casing joints.
That's a big job.
That's a big
Lee.
job.
Yeah.
That's a big job. I had a dude once, a guy that paid me to just stand by the wall.
What do you do? I
Like
case
just
joints.
stand by the wall.
joint.
$10 an
Yeah.
hour, just stand there from 6 to 12.
And then, but you got to
Don't go
document.
nowhere.
It's not easy work.
Fucking hilariously.
God.
The guy's name was Mr. Boji. And he used to hire me like 3 nights a week to stand by the brick wall. Don't move. I'll bring you a sandwich in 2 hours.
I'm surprised you ever left. That seems like you're the perfect
And he
gig.
used to tell me, one of these days I'm going to get you a job, $12.15 an hour, sweeping a roof. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the job you wanted. Come on, Mr. T, get me a job sweeping a roof, $12.15 an hour.
Yeah.
What do? You just sweep all day. Just sweep the roof every day. It's 8 hours a day. Just sweep the same roof. It's going to be all right.
It's gonna be all right. And then what? And then just watch everything. Just be like,
Nobody sweeps a roof. It's a no-show job, Lee.
No.
oh, I don't.
That's what it's called, the sweeping the roof. I need a job sweeping the roof.
Yeah, Eleanor, you knew that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
That's fucking crazy, sweeping the roof.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's it. Come on, Lee. You've never swept a roof.
I thought it was a job where you showed up and just actually
Literally
swept the roof,
swept the roof.
so you were getting paid and you weren't doing anything.
Let me ask you, Lee, who in their right mind would sweep a roof unless you...
Who in the right mind would know what a sweep in the roof job means? You get a no pay. I didn't see this in your mafia handbook that you give out when you sell the memberships.
I didn't have the mafia handbook. That's what it was
It's
called.
a different kind of mafia. Wait, quick question. When you write your book, are you going to put a chapter in there of recipes, please?
No, that's a second book.
Oh, you wanna just do a whole- okay.
I gotta support that kid. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I love that.
I want to give a shout out to my main man, Water Boxer, making a comeback. Kentucky Fried Sports, Casey McKenzie, Candy Parker, Maverick the Monster, Jim Nunya always representing, you bad motherfucker, and his little Goomba Death, Big Thornberry, Big Frog, and Ryan Posh Sturzel, you bad motherfucker. Uncle Joey loves you. Don't forget, next weekend I'm at Zany's Nashville, Atlanta. Come down because I'm not going to see you this year, and I probably won't be making it to Charlotte at this point either. So if you're in the local, fucking show up. Zany's is a good club. Dorf is waiting for me. It's all over but the shouting and shit. You know what I'm saying? What, bitches?
What, bitches?
Sweeping the roof, Lee. One of these days I'm going to hook you up with a
Sweep
guy.
the roof.
You sweep the roof.
That's what that's the best job ever. A no-show job. Did you ever have a no-show job?
One time, Carmine Balzano got me a no-show job at Horace Mann. And I'll never forget, like, I used to just walk in there and get a check and go home. Like, he used to say, did you even move a desk this week? Not really.
Oh.
Free country. What a great country. You don't even move a desk. Nothing. You don't even help the janitor. He's 150 years old. There's no air conditioner. He's 90, and you go home and play fucking basketball. And you got the audacity to go pick up a check with a smile. This is a good country, America. Huh?
Yeah.
What would
Great
you do?
country.
He used to say that to me all the time.
Are there people who do that for like a career?
I did it for a summer. Carmine got me a job for a summer at Horace Mann sweeping. I think I showed up like 3 days, and I was like, come on, guys. You got to be serious. Let me get it. How come everybody has a job and they don't have to fucking show up? I got to show up now? No, it's not fucking fair. I'll fucking call the Daily News. I'll call the Cuban.
I'll tell
It's
someone.
not fair that I have to show up
Come
to my
on.
job.
Everybody had, in North Bergen at that time, everybody had a job for the town, and then they had something on the side that you showed up for an hour a week. You know what I'm saying? And you still pulled out 20 grand. So nobody really said nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I only had one. The
Nobody
no
really
show.
said nothing. And you got 20 hours, and you got dental and vision, and everybody had one of those. That's how you,
Dental and vision.
In high
This
school,
is
I was
the
getting
fucking-
$8 an hour at the movie theater. I don't know what.
I didn't get dental and vision in mine. I was just on a book, and then at tax time, I got the checks. Like, they would pay the taxes. Like, he needed me on his books. Kind of a thing.
yeah, no, I always
But I
had-
never went in there. I don't even know where the office was.
I worked for Harts Mountain Roofing in high school. I worked for Rendell Lumber Marine, but it was Masback Century, and I got a job at Masback Century Hardware. One of the best jobs I ever had that I blew over a piece of ass. I couldn't take it. I had to go give her a stab, and she wasn't gonna fuck me. She didn't fuck
Wait.
me. She didn't fuck me for 4 years after. You know what I'm saying?
Lee,
I tell Lee all the time, Lee, I was so retarded at that age.
Wait,
I
so
t-
you
Hold on.
had a job and you go
I
ahead.
took a
Lee.
job.
He left in mid-shift. He's telling me he left mid-shift to go have sex. You're not saying that right
There
now.
was no sex. I swear to God, there was not even sex. Wasn't even in the picture then with this.
But you were
girl.
trying.
I was just trying to make her my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. How
And
old were you?
I was 18, going on fucking 92.
Of course.
And before my senior year in high school, somebody said, "Go to Tunley Avenue, go to West Side Avenue, and look for jobs. There's always jobs on West Side Avenue." And I had worked at a hardware store before, so I walked into this place and I applied. They called me 3 days later and asked me if I wanted the 4 to 12 shift. And I was like, absolutely. And I did that. And all you had to do was pick up chains
Yeah.
and pull orders like that. No, pull orders. What you did is after you did inventory. Your first 90 days you did inventory, so you learn where everything is.
Oh, okay.
So when the trucks came in the morning, you had to unload them, and you would take them, push them in a push cart, and then go to aisle 5250. So they wanted you to learn where everything was first. That was your first 90 days. And then after that, they put you to pick orders. So now you got a car, and you were cool. Zzz, 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 you got a car. Zzz, 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 zzz. You know how envious I was of those fucking guys? I'm like, one day I'm going to be one of those guys, man. I was going to be one of those guys. And then there was day loaders that loaded the trucks. And then there was a night loading job that everybody said was the best job at the place, but nobody wanted it. 7 to 4 every day, Monday through Friday. But on Friday, you went home at 7:45.
Why so late?
Because there was a half a truck to load with 4 guys. But the union would make you go down there. So you would go down there at 7 and put a pipe on the truck. And then you'd have to sweep till 7:45 and then go home. Never in the 3 months that I worked. So that's what I got a job there. And I lasted 90 days. And all of a sudden the job came up to load trucks at night. And I became union. As soon as I became union, that made me go on that list. And I was like number 3 on the list, and number 1 didn't want the job. He had a girlfriend now, and she didn't want to. And the other guy got married. He didn't want the job. So they came and asked me. I was like, oh, shit. I got like a $6 raise, and Fridays I'm off. So I quit school, and I could still go out Friday nights at 8 o'clock.
Oh, so you're saying, I thought you meant you had to stay late, 8 o'clock in the morning. You stayed,
No.
You got off early.
Early. That's how cake this job was, Lee. This is how retarded Uncle Joey is. I did this job for like 5 weeks, and I loved it. I loved the thought of walking in my house at 5 in the morning, smoking a fucking joint. I'd make a cheese omelet. I'd flip over the 2-egg cheese omelet in those days. I'd flip it over and put 2 fucking pieces of American cheese on top. I got like 4 pieces of Wonder Bread, toasted it with butter.
Nice.
All right, and then I'd make a protein shake in those days, and I'd fucking eat the cheese omelet and drink the protein shake, and I'd smoke another joint, and then I'd go downstairs, put on HBO, and go to sleep till like fucking 3 in the afternoon. I'd get up, do some drugs, make some calls, make some hustling, lift some weights, and I'd go back there at 7 o'clock. But I got a call one night. There's this big ass party at Thursday night. You gotta be there. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't quit this fucking gig. I just got it. You know what I'm saying?
You're in the union.
I'm in the union. I made it. I could go home and tell my mother, like Tony and Scarface, your son is a success. And bro, the party ate me alive.
Oh.
I fucking stuck my finger down my throat and puked.
No,
And I puked on my shirt and said, I gotta go. I called for the manager. He wasn't there, so I jumped off the truck and I ran home like a little pussy that I was and put on a t-shirt and went to the party. And she wasn't there. She had gone home already. She got high and she couldn't take it, so she went home.
No.
She was a young little white chick. How bad do you think I felt? So I kept calling. They wouldn't answer the phone, so the next day they fired me. It's a month out of Christmas, I get fucking fired. I got responsibilities. I got a cocaine habit. I got a bar bill. You know what I'm saying? In those days, I used to hang out at Joe Mary's.
Nice.
Lila was the bartender. Lila, give me a little fucking vodka and oranges. Give Lee whatever he's drinking. Give Pete whatever he's drinking. Put it on my tab. Coco, your tab. It's $62. Lila, is it Friday yet? No. Then what the fuck? Keep pouring.
You have a weekly tab?
A weekly tab, Lee.
And how high would it get?
100. Then you had to make a move.
How much would you make a week?
100.
Nothing. I was stealing with 3 hands. No, I was working at the warehouse. At that time, I was probably making 100, 600, 650 a week. But when I was working, I wasn't drinking 100 a week in there. At that day, I was paying cash.
Right.
But once you started hustling,
Right.
you always had a tab at the bar. You had no problem. No credit card, no nothing.
It was a big thing back then.
That was a big thing back there, a tab. You had a tab at the grocery store. Your mother had a tab at the pizza place. Your mother had a tab at the florist. Your mother had a tab at the bodega. Everybody had a tab. Like when I was growing up, you had a tab at Hashways.
Yeah.
Ms. Hash, let me get a roast beef on rye, potato salad, and a Coke. Put it on my tab. You got it. And you're like, ooh.
What a
I'm gonna
country.
eat.
What were the rules of the tab? Like, how when did you have to pay?
Friday.
Friday. It wouldn't give
Friday.
you. Yeah, it was weekly, definitely.
Sometimes you could eat something and ask for a 20 and sign for it.
No. Well, let me
I
ask
never
you
did
a-
that.
Old school, dog. Old school. I would come in. What's your name? What's your
Eleanor?
Nice, Eleanor. Listen,
Hi.
my name is Joey Diaz. How you doing?
Joey
Eleanor, I need a
Diaz.
big favor. Before I left the house today, I didn't take any cash.
Oh,
Do me a favor. Give me a bar tab for 200.
okay.
Ring me up and give me 200 cash and keep one for yourself.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's a stolen credit card. We're partners. She don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. What driver's license do you put on it? D45678. Oh, that's a similar number. I've heard that one before. You follow me?
Oh,
So
yeah.
now you went out with a yardstick. I mean, there was 1,000 fucking things you did as a
Scams.
young kid then. You know, there was 1,000 ways to make. If you wanted to go out, you always had Lee, I need a big favor, though. What, Coco? I can't lend you money. No. You got 300 Quaaludes. You're sitting on them like an asshole. Sell them to me. What do you want for 100? 200, but I need the cash. Bro, give me the fucking 100 Quaaludes, and I'll give you 2 1/4 tomorrow morning. You want 2? I'll give you 2 1/4 tomorrow morning. You know how quick you could sell 100 Quaaludes, Lee?
How quick?
In my mother's grave on Mercy. You know how long you could fucking
2 days.
4 hours.
No.
At the right bar, 4 fucking hours.
How many people?
40. I'd have the whole I'd have the whole place eating Gorilla Biscuits, and I'd have them calling their friends to come down to the bar. This guy's got the fucking original deal.
Did they ever have like 30 people passing out at bars?
No, what I would do is, she liked Gorilla Biscuits. She knew the fucking rules. She knows what time it is. Eleanor's been down the block before. Eleanor knows. I'm gonna give
Eleanor
her
from the Block. It's
Eleanor,
my
I'm
album.
gonna give Eleanor a half a Quaalude, and if I behave myself, she might give me a little nookie cookie. We might have a little good time. You know what I'm saying? If I play the cards wrong, she might just go back with that bartender that she usually likes. But she knows I got a quarter-ounce to blow. I got a couple Gorilla biscuits. I got a pocket full of hundreds. And you know
love
what?
a
She doesn't
Gorilla
care.
biscuit.
And who
Joey's
doesn't like
little,
Nookie Cookie?
Joey's a little fat. He might have a little dick, but you know what? Fuck it. I got fucked by a big dick last weekend. Sometimes you got to give the pussy a breather. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my!
You really do. You can't swallow a big sword every week. You got to
That's
get.
so true. It's not easy. I
It's
gotta
not
be honest.
easy. No.
We're doing the Lord's work out there.
Oh no, Lee. There was tabs at dry cleaners.
Sure, no.
I used to have a tab at dry cleaners. I had a tab everywhere, Lee.
My mom wouldn't like that. My mom didn't like the tabs, but my best friend, her mom, no problem. Anywhere we went, we could say her mom.
Listen,
paid.
man, tabs put you together. As long as you didn't abuse them,
Yeah.
tabs put you together. Bar tabs killed me. Like, I think I'm still not allowed at Gregory's 7-day weekend. I left the tab in there for like 200 and shit. That's where I would go and go, give me 20. Give me
That's
40
when
out of the
you
register.
got it.
Then they would take a piece of paper, put Coco, $40, we'll pay Friday, and then they put it involved with the envelope for the night. Then they put it on the wall with your thumbtack with all the other white papers. And you come in and pay for the fucking papers.
There was that comic that he was a bad scam artist. Bad. And he would come to me at the Comedy Store when I was waiting tables, and he'd say, "Run this card for me." He'd have his nails painted. I don't know if I can say his name. I remember it, but I'm afraid to say it.
How long ago?
Like in the early 90s. Mid 90s, maybe.
Before I got there? Oh, he was
You
there.
might have been around, like a little, yeah. He maybe late 90s, but he always have his nails painted. You know, he was that crazy guy, talk like this, right? And you know who it is? No.
No.
Oh. Anyway, so his name was Bob. I'll give you that. And so he would be like, I want to buy drinks, but I need to get some cash back. I'm like, okay. And then he'd give me like 4 credit cards. All of them have female names on them. I'm like, dude,
Come
you're
on, dog. You
killing
can't-
me.
you
And then he
can't-
married one of our managers. And I was like, dude, he's gonna rob you. And she's like, I love him now. She had the big titty. Anyway. But yeah, he used to come in. There you go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how many more hints, but
That was a really fucked up time.
he
at the
was
store.
fucked crazy. He had cards. I was like, dude, what are you doing out there?
That
Like,
was the beginning of my end at that time.
but he knew how to
fueled
get
it.
around it. Yeah. I don't like to say his name.
Yeah, he had to change his name. He left. He's in seclusion, but he's working as a comic somewhere.
He was
Somebody saw
funny.
him. He was,
if I remember
Bro,
correctly.
listen, he was about to sign with 3 Yards, but he lost his fucking mind like people do. And then what happened was, this is one of the best stories you'll ever hear. I just get to the fucking Comedy Store. I don't know. I know Jimmy Shub. I know Jimmy Shub. I know Joe Rogan. I know Dave Tyree. I know Eddie Griffin. I know the guy with the thing, Sanchez, Luke Torres.
Right.
The chick, the Puerto Rican chick that had whatever's son.
Ludovica?
No, the black kid. The kid that's 2 comedians. The fuck Joe Torres. Come on.
Oh,
what the
Kim
fuck?
Tavares. I'm sorry.
You know,
Love
you had,
her.
You
Love
had
her.
these nice fucking people. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about? Who
This
the fuck knows?
motherfucker. The scam. The Bob.
And all of a sudden, it really became this drug place. Do you remember when the kid OD'd in the back on heroin?
OD'd?
There was a crew that hung out there.
There was a lot. I mean, there
Okay,
was some
I got
real
made.
bad
I got made with Larry Vazayos,
Larry Vazzios.
and this chick that was a lesbian, and this other dude, and I never saw the chick that was a lesbian again. I never saw another dude again.
Okay.
The only one that came up from that crop was me and Larry Vazayos.
So you guys got
promoted the same night.
you got passed.
Passed the
Got it.
same night. And they made us go upstairs, and I worked for Enns Mitchell with Shane Matash in the telemarketing department upstairs.
No, I remember it well.
That's fucking crazy. And I had my own office, and I would fax
So
people.
this was like
This is
98?
97, 98.
Okay.
And then this guy Bob showed up, and he was very nice, and he was very funny. He was a good writer. He was friends with Carrot Top. And it was, he was a cordial guy, and he'd invite you to do a blast. And he reminded me of somebody I did time with.
Yeah.
That was a very loyal, trusting guy, and I loved him very dearly. This guy had no reason to be my friend. He was a big-ass white dude from Philly. Mm-hmm. I never, ever forgot him.
Yeah, you told me about him.
I'm writing this thing about guardian angels now. These people are guardian angels. I'll never see them again. By doing the show and by doing comedy, I would wish a guy like that would hit me up on Facebook and go, "Did I do time with you at Camp George West in 1987?
aw.
Do you remember me?" And tell me something we did. I would. My heart would break.
Right.
Just to know that particular. There was like 2 or 3 dudes in there. The dude who gave me the notebook to become a comedian, the librarian, the little nerd who killed his wife and her fucking mailman boyfriend.
Okay.
I would love to see him today. He's probably still doing it. He got like
Probably still in there.
2001 years.
Yeah. Aw.
What a fucking shame, Lisa. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
The what?
For some reason, I just love when you say La Luna. So the La Lunas are kicking in pretty
They're
strong.
kicking in. I gotta wake up tomorrow and go do that rest of the pilot tomorrow. We're going downtown.
Can you talk about how it went or not yet?
Well, I don't know how it went. I mean, he likes it so far. You know me, dog. I hate everything. The last thing I want to do is see myself. So it's in their hands. They sell the show.
Yeah.
Okay. They like the footage from yesterday. I got my wife in it as my consultant. So I had an idea for them today, and they liked it. So tomorrow I got to go to the Flower Center and talk to them about she lets mice out. She lets cats out at night to kill the mice. What does she think? You know, they kill birds also, that type of stuff. Excuse me. Then from there we're going to my house. And we're going to shoot me doing the intro. We're going to shoot my wife talking about the story. We're going to shoot about me adopting the cats and fucking, you know, I would go home instead of stay out and do blow, and how they gave me character and a little bit of meaning. And then I started realizing, wait a second, I can take care of these fucking cats. I always thought I couldn't take care of a cat. Next thing you know, I'm feeding cats, and I got the little balls and shit with the string, and you know, sometimes you rescue a cat, but sometimes the cat or the animal that you rescue rescues you, brother. You don't even know it.
That's true.
You bring the animal home and you're like, Jesus Christ, I feel a lot better. Nothing feels this fucking good. So that's what the pilot is. So we end shooting tomorrow. We're going to do a podcast scene in here
That's right.
with my
You
man
ready?
Lee, fucking Boom Boom Sciatico.
I'm ready for my SAG card.
This ain't SAG, cocksucker. This is your undercuff card.
Where's my trailers?
Get your hair and makeup done.
Get your hair and makeup done and shit. Where's the paperwork,
I'm gonna
Lee?
straighten your beard.
What the
That
fuck?
Cool? Oh, I got him.
So what are you hearing, Eleanor? Talk to me. I know you're on the road with Andrew.
I'm on the road with Andrew. We're in Vegas next weekend, the second Super Bowl weekend. The second, third,
the
and
fourth.
fourth, and then the 17th, 18th, 19th.
On
in
my
Vegas.
birthday?
Are you the 19th?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm 54 on the 19th.
Wow.
Fucking the 2nd through the 4th, I'm in Nashville. I'm wondering how that airport is going to be Sunday morning. Going to Los Angeles. Or it's in Houston, so it has nothing to do with Uncle Joey.
No.
I'm going to the other side, bitches.
Bitches. Then I'm doing that Kid Rock cruise in April. So I'm excited about that. Going back for a second time. There are partiers on there, boy.
Now, what are the performers with there?
It's mostly, I don't know who else is on this one. I have to look it up. But
The last one was...
the last one was Tone Loc. He was great. We had a fucking blast. But I think this time it's EMPD. Is that how you say it? I'm terrible with that. I'll look it up if this phone works. But Tone Loc, Kid Rock performs. They had Steel Panther. You know that?
Yeah, the guys from Vegas.
They had Uncle Cracker. They had some really fun. It was like a rap band. I don't know where they were from. Europe. They were great though. They were all dressed in Adidas suits, and they would do like classics from the '80s and just like sing over them. They were fucking great. Like real, like a fun, not like a killer band, but like a fun band. And then it was all bands and me. So I had a blast.
How many days are you out there?
We're 5 days.
All right.
And I have to do 3 shows, 45 minutes each. And I'm just looking for the lineup if I can find it.
And the last time you bought the boyfriend, that was a fucking nightmare, you said, huh?
Yeah, it was tough.
Fucked up and shit.
Here, this time we have the Struts, EPMD, John Stone Band. He was on last time. Big Rock Show, Sweet Tea Trio, DJ Solman, DJ P, and Eleanor Kerrigan.
And how many people on the boat?
It's fucking packed.
5,000?
5,000, I think. 7?
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
And it's big. It's scary. It was the first time I'd ever been on a ship.
Elevators and everything? Oh,
Elevators, everything. I didn't do that. I took the stairs. I don't fuck around. I'm playing in no elevator.
You ain't playing that Titanic.
No.
And people party all night on the ship.
When we got on, we had stayed in Miami because I love Miami. So last year we left out of Miami. So I went early because I wanted to stay at night in Miami. And so I walked around by myself. I left my boyfriend at the hotel. It was whatever. So hanging out in Miami. The next day we went at like in the afternoon. Well, I didn't know they went the night before and most people already boarded. So I thought they were getting on the ship and they were already that fucked up. I was like, holy shit, we're just getting here. These people were wasted. But that's because they were already partying while the ship was docked. I mean, they spend that kind of money and then they get on that ship and they just fucking let loose. Every woman had their top off with fucking Kid Rock stickers on their nipples. It was fucking great.
Now, are your rooms big or everybody
Rooms,
says
it's not huge, but it's not terrible. It's, you get a nice room. We had a balcony. So, you got a nice little balcony.
You
can
can
go
walk
sit
out there?
Yeah, you walk out there, sit out there, and hang out. And we hung out there a lot. And then the artists are a little bit off from where the other people, the regular people.
So nobody can bother you.
Nobody bothers you really. It's pretty cool. You get all these passes too, so you don't have to really hang out. You can go backstage and watch the bands versus like, fighting through the crowd to sit up front kind of a thing. And they come. We all support each other's shows. It was
Are
fucking
there dogs
great.
on the ship when you get on?
Oh, what?
I know they know people bringing drugs on.
That's not my business.
Did you see dogs? I mean, it's a fucking question.
I did see dogs. I thought you said drugs, but yeah, I did see.
Really? They got dogs out there.
I think you have to go through customs, Joey. I don't know if you could go on a cruise. You don't have a passport.
I don't know about that. I don't remember if I saw dogs. For real dogs, or is this a code?
You have to have a passport, right?
For a real dog?
For
Yeah,
a
I had a passport. Because we went to Jamaica. This time we're going out of Tampa, and we're going to the Bahamas and Key West.
There's your little Irish chick.
Look at that.
She's getting big.
Irish Cuban. And I hope my sister's going to have kids, Irish Cubans.
That's crazy. She took a picture last week. My wife sent it to me. I almost had a fucking heart attack,
Why?
You look at these pictures and you're like, fucking, where the fuck did time go?
I know. I keep telling my friend that, it's so hard in the beginning, but then it goes so fast. Oh, my goodness. Look at her.
With a little doctor suit on and shit. And her and the fucking wife, listen, everything's fine in the living room. She's with me. Terry's on the couch. Terry's on the chair. I'm on the couch. She's laying between my legs with a fucking cell phone. And the cat's next to me.
The baby has a cell phone?
No, she gets Terry's cell phone to go
I
in there
see what
and
you
watch
mean.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But now she's punished again from the cell phone because every time she gets involved with the cell phone and the computer, she pees her pants because she gets so focused on the cell phone.
She doesn't
get it. So my wife is furious tonight. So tonight before I left the fucking house, I'm in there trying to write and put shit together. And they have one argument. Terry, what's the problem? She won't eat. I said, Terry, enough for nothing. How many times I got to tell you? She just ate at school. And she told you when you said dinner, I'm not hungry. She went up there and it was salami with some fucking vegetables and something else. Who eats this shit, Terry? What's wrong with you? I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing because at this point, why start an argument?
Nobody eats that shit.
Yeah, my wife will eat raisin. My wife will she'll raisin my wife to death 10 minutes later. Let me get raisins with yoga. Let me get raisins with yoga. Let me get raisins with yoga. My wife is such a stingy fuck. She actually goes to the cabinet and gives her one box. I tell her, go ahead. She'll come out, Daddy, can I get a box of rings? Go ahead. If I stop her and check her, she got 3 boxes. I know that going in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to accuse her of nothing or bust her balls. I won't even ask her. I just hear her run behind me. Bah! That's all you hear. Bah! She slams the door. She's 4.
Oh, man.
Then about 18 minutes later, boom! Daddy, can I have some, it's always something because she don't want to eat dinner at 6.
Right.
6:15, she ain't hungry. She just got home. She got the energy of a fucking savage. Her thing is going up, not down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
She just got that
second. Get back from school
She's
that late?
just getting back from school. She gets home. Now it's a different type of stimulation.
Yeah.
She puts the fucking suit on. So today she was, who the fuck was she today? Today she was a country western thing. She had that pink hat on. I asked her before I leave, can I borrow your hat? No, daddy. Right? She had some fucking cowboy
She's in
hat
the
on.
middle of something.
Yeah, with some
watching
fucking belt
YouTube
buckle
videos,
and a fucking thing. No, so that was the beginning. And then I went into the office. We ate dinner. Everybody was excused. My wife let her go, and then there was an argument. I don't know what the argument was about. I came out. She goes, "She won't finish it." I stuck up for Mercy. You know, she don't want to eat. Don't eat. I go, "But you can't eat later." Okay.
Right.
All right. Fine. Go to bed. Then I went back to the computer room. Not 15 minutes later, I hear yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming. I just shut the computer. I go, "What happened now?" She goes, "She peed her pants again." And then she got. I said, "Now I gotta stick with my wife." You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I go, "She can't have the fucking phone." She threw another fit. I took a shower and left. I got no time to argue with women. You know what I'm saying? I got a life. I got a podcast with Eleanor. I'm going to sit here and argue with two crazy
Let's argue
brothers.
with Eleanor and Lee. Fuck it.
You set them against each other and then you leave.
No, he didn't.
No, I
He
didn't.
took the side of
I took
Terry.
the side. I took my wife's side. I can't fucking let my daughter piss in the fucking pants.
And even
when
the
she gets-
first one, you went on both
Oh,
sides.
she don't pee at school or nothing. She's one of the best kids over there. In fact, they put her in the top class. But this is when she gets on that phone. It stimulates her a different way as she pees.
Well, sure. People get intense,
She forgets.
like
And
focus.
I asked her 3 times, "You gotta pee?"
We do
"No,
the same
Daddy."
thing to my nephew.
"You gotta
yeah.
pee?" "No, Daddy." "You gotta pee?" "No, Daddy." All right, she fucking peed. All right. So my wife bans her for 2 days. My wife's fucking Hitler.
Good for
My
her.
wife throws her in that back room and she's done. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
She sees a
discipline
little
them.
daylight. I go back there because I got a back door to her room. I'm like a fucking,
Sneaks in.
So I sneak in, I give her a hug, I tell her I love her, and I bolt out of there before she starts making noises and shit. I tell her she has a teepee in her room.
That's pitting them against each
I
other.
threaten her every night. I go, "I'm gonna sleep in a teepee tonight." "No, you're not, Daddy." It's from my fucking whatever. She's got the ugliest teddy bear in there. Some fucking thing from Frozen. It's
Oh, the Olaf?
Olaf. Yeah, she's got Olaf in there.
Mm-hmm.
Olaf is in there. I go, "I'll move him over. Let me sleep with him." "No, Daddy. Go out, Daddy. Please. Leave, Daddy. You can go now, Daddy." Because I'll torture you. I'm going to sleep in the fucking teepee. She loves that fucking teepee with all her heart, though.
I love that. She's a little Indian.
Fucking hysterical
love
when
it.
you have children and what you learn from them.
What we forget. I'm sure we did the same. Maybe we didn't have as much, but we did the same kind of shit.
Oh.
A teepee would be like building a fort for us. We had that triple bunk bed. So we would put the sheets.
Let me tell you what I was doing it for.
The best.
My mom had this bar, and behind, when you walked in, there was a panel wall that you could tip over if you laid on it. But nobody ever laid on it. It was like this wall right here without the wall in the back. I tell you, when you come in, don't touch that wall, because the whole thing would cave backwards. So it was shaped like one of these things, like a rectangle. So the bar, and right here there was a door to where the pool hall was, and where the pool club was in my mom's place. But right in this area here, there was a curtain. But behind that curtain, there were beer bottles, a back stock of beer bottles, and there was maybe 50 cases that were empty of fucking alcohol, like beer bottles that were empty. I would take all those boxes and line them up at the age of 4, right? Like 2 walls, and I would put them up like 5 feet, even though I was like 4'1". I put them up to like 5 feet, and then I'd run at them and knock them down. My mother would lose her fucking shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is what I was doing to my mother
fun.
at the bar.
Yeah.
People would be drinking at the bar, and you hear, bah! And it was me running into a fucking case of fucking empty beer bottles.
Jesus. That must have been so loud.
Jesus Christ, I feel bad for my mother. Give me those fucking things. I'm happy you came out. You got any dates, Eleanor?
Hey, just the Vegas with Diaz. I'm trying
And
to
then
think.
if I get
what-
a Philly date or Borgata date, you're coming with me.
Oh, I would love
it's
to.
over and shit like that. It's a new year, cocksuckers. It's a new year. All right? All I got to say to you is one thing. Everybody needs work right now. Things are going on. Things are tough. But opportunities are opening up for people in weird fucking ways, you know? I knew nothing about this. Lee's the young guy. Lee would tell me, I took this the other day, I took that the other day. And then he came in here one day and he told me he did the acid that night. And then he fucking took a Lyft. And he told me what Lyft was. And what did you think, Lee?
I loved it. It's a great service. I feel like that are a little bit nicer. I actually went through their driver training at one point. They have a real emphasis on getting to know the people you're riding with. It was just a nice, and this specific driver was just really cool. He had a nice car. He had lights in it.
Now, they have all the cars you like, all the packages?
They do have Lyft does have premium packages. So if you have a nicer car and you sign up to drive, they give you a higher rate.
Okay.
So they have all that. It's and then they have a thing called Lyft Line, which is really cool, where if you're going, they'll stop and pick someone else up along the way, and you got it's a cheaper fare.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's they have a bunch of different options.
I took them that time. You turned me on to them, and they were great. I really had a great time. The guy was great. He had waters in the car.
That's the best.
It was a nice car. No. It was a great experience. So if you're in between jobs and you're looking to earn some extra money, right? You're going back to school yourself to get another degree, or maybe your first one. Maybe you're writing the great American novel and you're looking for some inspiration, or you're seeking alternate funding for a new startup. It's not a bad idea to go to Lyft. There are other ways to ride-sharing apps out there, but Lyft treats their drivers right. It's a flexible way to make some extra money anytime from nearly anywhere. All you need is a car. Lyft drivers can make up to $35 an hour, and getting started is just a tap away. You could drive mornings, nights, weekends. Just flip into driver mode and start making money. Plus, Lyft drivers can earn tips right through the app. Those add up fast, you understand me? And you don't have to wait for days or weeks to get paid. You can cash out instantly once you've made $50, all right? $50, thanks to Express Pay. Now, driving with Lyft is super flexible, okay? Listen, guys, this is the way to go. It allows you to keep 100% of your tips, and they're always there when you need extra cash. This is one of the best jobs going. What are you doing? You're paying a high nut for your car and you're sitting at home watching TV at night. Take 2 rides. What do you care? Do me a favor. Sign up today. Go to Lyft.com/Joey. And right now, Lyft has a special offer for our listeners. You'll get $500 new driver bonus after you complete 100 rides within 30 days. Go to Lyft.com/Joey today so you can start making extra money and get your $500 new driver bonus. Limited time only. Restrictions apply. All right? What do you think you're dealing with? Joey Bananas or what? Number 2, one of my best ever. You know what? A friend of mine called me the other day, and he said he was very happy that I recommended this to him because he asked me one time that he heard about all these type of things. Lee was on it. Lee, Blue Apron.
I love it. It's a great service. It teaches people to cook. It's healthy, and it's easy. There's no complaints.
And it's perfectly measured, so there's never any waste. Did you? What were some of your favorite recipes? You told me about.
Oh my God! There's this spicy pomodoro pasta that I it's just amazingly. It taught me how to make a tomato sauce, which was great. I loved there was a chicken, but the thing that I loved is that it taught me how to make mashed potatoes. I've never made that before in my life.
You never made mashed potatoes?
Not once before in my life.
Listen to me. Look at me.
What's up?
I'm one of the dumbest people you know. Even I was making mashed potatoes at like 12. You fuck.
Same.
Potatoes, milk, a little dash of sour cream, and some fucking butter with some salt and pepper, and whip that motherfucker up with a fork, then turn it into a spoon.
See?
Spanish style. What are you, nuts or what, Lisa Syatt? You should be shot and hung, but I'm happy Blue Apron taught you how to make mashed potatoes. Now, not all ingredients are created equal. Fresh, high-quality ingredients make a real difference, so it's important you know where your food comes from.
Right.
For less than $10 per person, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with proportioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Choose from a variety of new recipes each week, or let Blue Apron's culinary team surprise you. Can you imagine coming home and they send you like a lobster tartare? What are you, nuts or what? Recipes are not repeated within a year, so you'll never get bored. Customize your recipes each week based on your preferences. Blue Apron has several delivery options, so you can choose what fits your needs. and there's no weekly commitment, so you only get deliveries when you want them. Each meal comes with a step-by-step, easy-to-follow recipe card with, ready for this one, pre-proportioned ingredients, and can be prepared in 40 minutes or less.
Wow.
You cook everything, you go in the shower, you wash your monkey, you come back out, you stir it, and within 30 minutes you're eating like a savage. You understand me?
Amazing.
Check out this week's menu, all right? Cheesy chicken and black bean enchiladas. What are you, nuts or what? Cream shrimp spaghettini. That's the two-person menu. The family menu, ready for this? Mixed mushrooms and potato pizza with fontina cheese and spinach. Can you imagine learning how to make that at home? Blackened Cajun catfish with sweet potato. All this stuff you can learn from Blue Apron. So do me a favor, all right? Right now, you get free 3 meals. I'm going to give you 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Joey. Listen, it's a new year. You got new options. Give it a try. You'll love how good it feels and tastes, and you'll create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/Joey, all right? Listen, give Blue Apron a shot. Columbus did. That's blueapron.com/Joey.
Columbus did.
Oh, my God. Was a good week, Lee Syatt. I love you to death. Look at you. Look, what are you doing this weekend? Surprise me.
This weekend, what am I doing?
What is the torture of death? What are you doing this week? You taking a balloon to fucking France?
Ooh.
No, it's Paula's birthday on Sunday. I'm not sure what we're doing yet.
You better get on it.
I don't know if I have the
Why don't you go
podcast
see
yet.
the Harlem Globetrotters?
Ooh.
They're here? I'll go see the Harlem Globetrotters in a second.
You should go see the Harlem Globetrotters.
I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters. I want to see if they held up.
I'm thinking of going.
Where are they?
It's on my birthday.
Oh, really?
On Sundays at the Staples Center.
Fuck yeah, why
I'm
not?
thinking of
That's
going,
awesome,
but
you
you gotta take the
should.
baby. I don't know if she's gonna like it. I would hate for her to get sick on the way down there. So sometimes, and she got sick again the other day.
Oh,
What
she's
about
not
the
good in
tw-
the car?
What
No.
about the train?
Lemons.
Would she get sick on the train?
I'm not taking my child on no fucking train.
Lemons. No train.
ISIS is close.
Listen
you know
to
what I'm
me.
saying? Mind your business, cocksucker.
I agree with Joey. Lemons
Lemons.
helps a lot with the car. Or mints. Any kind of mints helps with the nausea.
All right. When
Because
she
I used to
pukes,
get car
with
sick.
the mints, I'm gonna have you come over.
I'll clean
and
it up.
Pick up each fucking mint with your fingers and shit.
You got to come do the Comedy Store podcast for us.
I don't
Lee,
know,
too.
You've been telling
We'll
me
bring
for
Lee.
2 fucking years. I don't know.
No, it's not 2 years. Only 2
I don't
months.
know. You know what, man? From time to time, I
I
think
love
of you,
doing it.
and I can't tell you how very proud I am of you.
Oh, thank
A
you.
lot of people, even that story about the fiance,
Oh,
that could have broke most people. A lot of people, from there, you just go to drink, and a year later, your mother sends you $200 to take a Greyhound home. You're going home, sperm's dripping out of your spores, your asshole's all busted. You know what I'm saying? You were in love. You know what I'm saying? He ran up your credit card. He crashed your car. You know,
yeah, you could. You're
he
right.
sold your car to Bob Baker. You know,
Look at you dropping the name.
who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? He
I
created-
don't know. Well, if he
You
changed
know what, bro?
it,
He created his own fucking grave. That dude. He was talented.
he was very
He
talented.
had some people looking at him.
But no, that's what made me think of bringing up the store podcast because we could talk about the comedy
Listen to
store
me, that
stories.
So there was a comic.
So many funny
there was
stories.
so that summer, it's bad enough Bob Baker's up there.
Yeah.
And every night you go up to Bob and go, Bob, let me get a taste. He give you a taste, and you go, Bob, what's the story? Sell me a gram. Brother, listen. Give me 10 minutes. The Mexican's going to show up, and I'll take care of you, you know. And he always showed up.
I remember him too.
But then we would go to rent a hotel room some nights. Me, him, Shoobs, a bunch of us.
Yeah.
We'll go to that Sunset Inn, chip in $20 and go into those rooms and snort, get a bottle from the store, and then stop and get other bottles. And then, what the fuck happened? Then, all of a sudden, one day, this guy used to be a fucking degenerate fiend.
Ooh.
But he sold his comedy club. Like, somebody came and bought his lapel.
Oh.
Do you remember him? 1998. Lee, this guy came out here with a suitcase with like $300,000 cash and checked into a hotel on Sunset. It was in his room. And I would go to his room and snort coke with him. I never got to the money. But I always stole an 8-ball. I stole more 8-balls from him than anybody. He put them all on the counter. I always took one in between my fingers and closed my hand.
Would you keep it in like the hotel safe?
No. The money was somewhere in that fucking hotel room.
Shit.
And if I tell you something, Lisa,
Tell me.
he left here when that suitcase was empty.
I believe
And
it.
it took him 4 months. He spent 300 large in 4 months on the Sunset Strip.
I believe it.
He lived in a hotel. He ate steaks.
Yeah.
He even bought a kilo to try to sell coke and make money to recoup his profit. He went under. He lost fucking money. He lost fucking money because he was out every night. Bob Baker, him, we were out every fucking night.
I know, I remember it.
Horrible
It was a
time.
horrible time.
Horrible time. And I used to live right there with the kid, Bobby Kelly. Mm-hmm. So I would just walk from that hotel to Kelly's house. And I remember taking a girl home from the hotel with no blow. I was playing. I'm like, come on, let's go back with me. Let's go blow. And I took her to the building, to the stairway. I'm like, let me see your tits. And she's like, where's the coke? I go, I thought you had the coke. I don't have no coke. Who the fuck do you think you are, you fat bastard? You tricked me. And she just ran away. I go, fuck it. I go back to my house and go to sleep. What do I care? She walked me halfway to the door. You know what I'm saying? What do I care?
It's a different time when they're walking you to the door,
Different
Joey.
fucking time.
Amazing.
I'm happy that you guys tuned in. I love that you came on the show tonight
Thank
and
you for
brightened my
having me.
fucking night. You're a bad motherfucker. And I'm
Love
really
it.
proud of you as a
Thank you.
woman and as a female comic. Did you march on Sunday?
I did not march on Saturday.
Good, but you stuck to your craft.
Yeah.
And you believed in you, in a belief that most women fucking tap out by now.
Yeah.
Find the fucking guy, have a kid, and say, fuck, I did comedy for a while. I knew everybody. Yeah, good, but it's tough to stick with, and that's where you get my respect. That's
Thank
why you're
you.
on the show. And
I
you know,
love
I
it.
love you all around, dog. You're one of my favorite people in L.A. Lisa, Syatt, everything solid over there? You're all fucked up, which is good.
There's a point in the podcast where we're just seeing colors,
Good. You're
What
gonna
color
see more
is it?
color.
spots.
Let me tell you something. Next week we have a great guest on Monday. I think next Wednesday, February 1st, is when Lee and I test that acid. It's been fermenting now. They said to let
Guys,
it
he's
ferment
gonna
for
torture
14
me.
days. It's fucking granulating. The sugar looks tremendous. The sugar cubes.
Are you
I've
excited?
given it the enough oxygen. It's dry.
See, here's the thing. I like it. It's fun, but he tortures me for about 3 weeks now, and he gets my
because
heart
he
rate
doesn't
going.
know what I'm giving him. I'm taking him to the next level.
So just give it to me then.
He's just going
Oh
to
my
black out and see fucking stars for a little while. Then he's going to go on an acid trip. Then he's going to see himself in the desert with a cat chasing him and shit. And then
Sounds terrifying to
he's
me.
going to wake up sweating like a
It
pig
doesn't,
here.
it doesn't
Fuck
sound.
that.
It doesn't
6
sound super
hours
fun to
later,
me either. But
listening to
Why
fucking...
do you do it? What is this, peer pressure?
Absolutely. He knows I torment him.
what am I gonna do?
What do you think? I call
Yes,
him...
absolutely.
Listen, I call him with the acid calls 3 weeks before I drop it on him.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
So he's mentally
knows what's
prepared.
coming.
He
He's
knows
knowing
I'm
what's
not mentally
coming.
prepared.
It's like
And
Rocky. He's
that-
got to
that-
train for a fight.
And what we're going to do that night is we're going to hire a cameraman. We're going to do it here, and then we're going to go out. You always said you wanted to go out. Let's go out. Let's take a couple lifts, and we'll
Yes.
go out around town and tape it. We'll hire a lift for the night,
Perfect.
and
I'll
we'll
make
see
some
you
blue
freaking
apron.
out. Yeah, we'll
Let's
get some
do
blue
it.
apron.
Let's do it.
You know we don't play games here. I love you, motherfuckers. See you Monday night, 8 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Follow Eleanor on.
Twitter, Facebook, all that
got a
social
web
media.
page?
I have a website. Yeah,
Give me
Eleanor
that.
J. Kerrigan.
Follow her. Go see her.
.com.
She's the last real fucking deal
E.J.
out there.
Kerrigan.
These women I bring on the show are fucking savages. They all could have been Vietnam vets. That's the type of heart they have. Give them the respect they deserve. Lee, kick that fucking mule, cocksucker. I love you. See you guys Monday, or if not, I'll see you in Nashville next Thursday night. Stay black, bitches.
You're hilarious.
You know what?
You're hilarious.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to fucking get this party started.